Hmm. Nasol.
Sniper.
The bag
Prepare to
didn't
make
even
way.
exist
Who
before
made
I
you
arrived.
captain?
It's pronounced Admiral.
My spotter directs. Of course. Yes. Mm-hmm. Into the breach.
30 seconds to battle.
My spotter guides me. Spot on. Spotted. Yeah.
And we're clear for running.
Time for target practice. A new. As you say.
O grămit cu aia.
Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Gunpowder justice. Easy job. Spotted. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Shrapnel. Of course. Let's have it. Don't. Yeah. Eat lead. Oh. Take this. Sniping.
Ești futus familia mătii încât greu din...
Oh. Eat lead. Yuri. Run and gun.
Uite de mergi dacă acesta e căcat.
Of course. As you say. Uh-huh. Sure is shooting. Full bore. Into the breach. Shrapnel. Uh-huh. I'm under attack. Mm-hmm.
Aproape din 2 uleiuri de-astea să moară și...
Shrapnel.
Your middle tower is under attack. If the beacon goes out,
Center of mass. Line of sight. You die. Trick shot. Quick draw. Mm-hmm. Yes. This'll hurt. Oh! Attack! Yes. Spot on. Don't. My spotter guides me. Going ballistic. Shoot him up. Shrapnel. You die. Eat lead. Yeah. Oh. Snipe hunt. Oh. Gunpowder justice.
uncrow.
Shoot him up.
Double kill.
Yes.
I can contest it.
Sure as Yes. Yes.
Hai mars, bă, dă-te morții tăi.
Of course. Of course. Lock on. This will come in handy. My spotter
Your middle
gang-
Coming
tower
bot.
is taking a drubbing.
My spotter directs.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Sniping. Devious shooting nets. Full bore. I'm polite and efficient.
The enemy's top tower has been denied.
This'll hurt. I'm under attack.
Killing spree!
Pay attention next time.
Need ward here. Or the ward here. You know. Salut, salut.
Well, that was a hell of a recoil. Attack!
What's this? Dire fortified their structures?
They're trying to break your middle tower.
Yeah. Easy shot. Knife hunt. Into the breach. Center of mass.
Your middle tower is taking a drubbing.
Is that a mirage?
Going ballistic. Take this. Quick draw. Yes. As you say. Spotted. On target. Uh-huh.
Normal ca ward din pula mea.
Run and gun. Of course.
Your middle tower is under attack. Douse those fires!
Nice button, as you say. Spotted. Pocket full of bullets. Yes. On. Yeah.
Your top tower is under attack.
Aha. My spotter directs. Sniping. Oh, as you say.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Sure is shooting. Take this. Aha. Eat lead. Great spectrum. Going ballistic. My spotter guides me.
Help your bottom tower.
Of course. Into the breach.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower?
Spotted.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
What kind of skipper are you?
Look who's talking. Your bottom tower has fallen.
Yes. Ram and gun. Shrapnel. Gunpowder. Check it out.
Help your bottom tower.
Full bore. Of course.
Oh my.
Yes. Aha. Counter. Aha. Yes. Little thing. Yes. Spotted. Eat lead. Yeah. Shrapnel.
Le pup rege. Noroc că farmacie.
Aha. A new trajectory. Aha.
entire structures are fortified.
Take this.
Bounty.
Te sun eu în 10 minute.
Of course. Easiest shooting match.
Enemy's mid tower down.
Another bulwark falls.
Snipe hunt. Ready? Aim.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower?
Easy shot. Yeah. Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
You're heading for dead water. They're trying to break your middle tower.
Snipe hunt. My sights are set.
Your middle tower is taking a drubbing. Don't let them dismast you.
Line of sight.
Aolo. Up to belea.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Get back, wait for us.
Stick to my guns.
Can fight.
Yes.
Wait for me.
Killing spree.
Double kill. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your top tower.
Use your words.
They're in smoke now.
Yes. A new trajectory. You die. My spotter directs. Sure is shooting. Yes.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower?
Și ce am făcut, mă, să moară, gen? Mi-a rupt dinții dintr-o ultimată. Dă-te-n pula mea, coaie. Ce gen?
Of course. Target practice enough. Yes.
Help your bottom tower.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower?
Into the
Your bottom tower is under attack.
body shot.
To the depths with your bottom tower.
Coming to smoke, wait.
Run and gun. Shoot 'em up.
Worry?
Don't go off half-cocked. Line of sight. Of course. Trick shot. Into the breach. Yeah. This'll hurt.
They're trying to break your middle tower. When did the enemy's top tower fall?
Pay attention, Melonhead.
Quick draw.
Aolo.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen. Radiant fortified their structure.
Ungănea, ce loc de jegos.
Heroes.
The enemy's top tower has fallen.
The enemy's smell of ambergris got caught in the crush.
The enemy's top barracks have fallen.
Dar cu aia.
Going ballistic.
For my coffers.
As you say.
The flayed ones.
To try to finish.
Yes. Read your last. My spotter directs. Jucam. Led. Honored.
The enemy's bottom tower has fallen.
Sure is shooting. Yes. Aha. Led.
There goes the enemy's bottom tower.
Out she goes.
Let's have a go at it.
Dă-te bucați aici, pula ta.
Dire structures
A
are
băgat și mie asta, 25. Las o romană.
Yes. My spotter guides me.
De Lincoln. Mai mor.
Yes.
godlike.
The enemy's bottom tower just keeled over. The enemy's bottom barracks have fallen. Let's see them right this
The
one.
enemy's bottom barracks just took a dig.
Your middle tower is taking a drubbing.
On target. Into the breach.
Double kill.
Sunt inutili, îi bate în pat.
Of course. Of
A, vino că pe tine te bat așa, dă-te în pula mea. Lua.
The enemy's middle tower just ran aground.
Bounty.
Run and gun. Full bore. Line of sight. Of course. Attack! Into the breach. Sure is shooting. As you say.
Salut, salut. Da, la bine. Nu mă așteptam să câștigăm, sincer. Ca să fiu un gunoi. Dar cumva au jucat ăștia bine, am pus și 2-3 iteme. A fost joc. E loc să-l pierdem, nu e...
Mark for death. Let's have a go at it. On target. Center of mass. Ready? Aim. Mhm.
Killed Roshan.
He lives in a rough neighborhood. Time to move?
Yes. He's led. Yes. My spotter guides me.
Dire structures are fortified.
Ce mă? Ați așa, acum ce să zic și eu. Vine tata înapoi.
The enemy's middle
Ogle la mare boală.
capsized.
The enemy's middle barracks have fallen. You now have mega creeps.
Bine au făcut nația mătii de porc, de băs.
You just smashed the enemy's middle tower.
The enemy's middle tower just ran aground. Land ho!
A, noroc.
Ce-a făcut habitat audoirea același tip?
Da, frate.
Ai văzut?
Cron.
Șmecherie.
E mândărie. Salut. O jucat bine, mă, da. Ai prins și deci. După noroc, ți-am zis. Dacă dai de unii, sunt și ei în mod bun. Ai șanse să câștigi sau măcar să joace ok. Dar poți să dai de dulăi de aia care înteltați, pula mea, nu știu, au pierdut 5 la rând. Noi chiței ceva, te-a zărit ca vreau.
Roshan's pit would be a lot safer in the ocean.
Can't ford an ocean.
Aline, mai stăm vreo 2 minute, dacă nu mi le bag eu pe toate. Adevărul că e cam groasă. Mă sună cineva din Anglia cu aia, uiți tu. Da, mă, ce vrăjeala, uiți tu.
La mine e cu Olanda. Olanda mă sună. Știi ce tare că am un tovarăș foarte bun care stă acolo și mereu răspund că
Dar și eu am o grămadă de tovarăși care stau
ceva.
în Anglia, pula mea, dar e chestia că nu m-ar suna pe număr, mă sună pe Facebook. Dacă l-am pus.
This is like swimming in slack water.
Ce table.
Păi, tată. Încă eu nu joc un Magnus. Lasă la Spignuța. Ai auzit?
De ce? Poți să-mi iau, lasă.
Lasă-mă că mi-au Magnus. Ozymandio. Imitsu.
Na. Ce urât e căcatul ăla de erou, băga mea și pula mea. Ce-l bate, mă, pe căcatul ăla?
Pe cine? Orice cu damage, pula mea. Nu trebuie să ai neapărat mana burn. Te sfătuiesc să nu-ți iei imagina. Nu e chiar...
Nu vreau, mă, nu.
Nu e chiar counter. Nu știu, pula mea. Luna. La mea, nu știu. La X, Luna.
my horn is sharp. Height is sharper still. Prepare for battle.
Attacco am revenit. Hai pe ei că sunt prin noi.
Giro trebuie să iau, băga mea și
E bun și Giro, da. Nu am gândit. Dar luna, nu știu, e puternică. Așa ca Denis acum vreo câteva zile. Pare puternică acum, nu știu ce să zic. Bine, avea și item. Dar am pierdut oricum. S-a dădea de mine.
Cast off the line. We embark for battle.
Horn calls to horn, and it begins. Yes. I shall find you. Hold the horn. Yes. Taken with pride. I approve. I'm not
Ce mai dragi pe tine, mă, fruteai în gât.
under my roof. You will find your fate. A taste. I am under attack. First blood.
First, for Salamander and for the Dark Moon.
Thunder of wolves. Point deep.
Ce are-mi pe ăsta, bă, băi?
Yes. Ha! At last. Who stands against me? They cannot hide. Ground shoulders. Crush our enemies.
Try to pull next.
I'll cleave them in twain. Make way. Waiting here soon. Stand aside.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
By the gleam of my horn. Not so fast. Yes.
Fuck.
Vai de pula mea.
Yes. Our foes shall crumble. I am under attack. Peace.
Ce m-a caitat căcatul ăsta, băga mea și pula, mi-a murit curierul, băi, o toți morți.
Ai puțin veleo.
Attack! Ground shudders with the time will come. They cannot hide. Thunder of wolves. I shall find you. Yes.
Îți va vreo monkey. Dacă ne bate, vomit.
This shall come in handy later. Bounty which my matriarch will prize. I approve. Point taken.
A venit Monkey King.
Am dat din greșeală că nu văd de cameră. Monkey King era mis. Scuze. Oricum ziceam prea târziu.
Invisibility.
Am invis cu RP, pula mea, dar atât.
I shall find you.
You shall not.
You think we can kill him?
Why not? Flattening you was no hardship. Ground shudders.
Bine, monkey-ul, să știți.
Tower is under attack.
Stand aside.
Monkey is missing, be careful.
Yes. Fight for the mind. They cannot hide.
Getting wisdom.
Yes. Yes. I approve. Make way. By the gleam of my home. The thunder of hooves.
It's a wisdom bot.
Point taken. I approve. Make way. Yes.
Monkey top with rune, be careful.
I can CP.
There you. They cannot hide. Attack! Into the fray. Fall out. Ground shudders.
Hai, dă-te în pula mea. Ce bulan l-a las hit, băga mea și pula în mod. Băi. Ce bulan, pișam aș păra lui.
Give it to you.
Use your words.
I shall find them.
Something bad is happening to your top tower.
Don't let them dismast you.
By the gleam of my home. Crush our enemies. Make my
Radiant's
heart an
courier
empire.
just drowned in a pool of blood. Your middle
aside.
tower is under attack.
Ah, sorry.
Middle tower is taking a drubbing.
Să zic moșul meu. Nice vision.
Yeah, sorry.
Am avut TP să...
Ce să-ți mai dai TP că să moară Jandă, nu? Not about city. About that vision.
Pay you like that. Attack!
Or here.
Them on the hoof. Yes. I shall find them.
What's this? Dire fortified their structures?
They're trying to break your middle tower. You're heading for dead water.
I approve. Units proud shut
Luna is farming.
yes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Point taken.
Radiant think fortification can save them.
Any port in a storm.
Make way. By the gleam of my home.
Your top tower is under attack. Douse those fires.
Make way. I shall find them. Yes.
N-are mă nimic pe el și mă bate, băga mea și pula.
By the gleam of bounty. Under my roof, you will find yourself. My wolves are fighting. Waiting years. They cannot hide. And our bones shall crumble.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Is that a mirage?
Monster kill! They're under attack.
Your middle tower is under attack.
thunder of hooves.
Fortified structures can't be breached.
I could.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower? What kind of skipper are you?
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Tu mai trebuie să vii aici.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower?
Yes. They cannot hide.
Your bottom tower has been denied.
Yes. I shall find them.
I'll farm like
Attack! The thunder of hooves. Stand aside. Opportunities await. I am under attack. Find if I hone in. Make way.
Vin sus. Suntem morți.
Points taken. They cannot take this.
Your middle tower is taking a drubbing.
Stand aside. Yes. Ground shudders. He shall come happily. Make way. Yes. Point
Ai dat pe aia.
rumble.
Uite,
Ți-a făcut ceva rău.
ce?
Zic pe ultimata aia.
Am dat-o să nu scape, mă, pici pe el.
I shall find them.
E ăsta la mine.
Something bad is happening to your top tower.
Te costească că suntem mulți jos, cumva.
Shit!
Give your top tower a burial at sea.
Yes. A taste of my power. Hold out. I approve. You have your chance. I
Arși, mă,
believe
dă
of
atent.
my home.
Cannot help
can't
me.
TPG.
Which is taken. By the gleam of my horn, the ground shudders. Who stands against me? I approve. Better time will come. Little tip. Yes. I am under attack.
Nu, de ce a scos din wall? Mamă, nu trebuia să o scos din wall pe la frate.
Pe dar nu l-am scos din wall, oricum era băgat în wall. Ieșea oricum.
Păi știu, dar îi dă slow-ul, pute.
Ai făcut să iluzii, nu mai făcea nimic. Să-l omorâm cu damage de la skill-uri.
A taste of my power. To the teaser eye. The thunder of hooves. Crush our enemies. I am
That's what you really are. You freaky little mom. I've never been in your place.
by the gleam of my home.
I've seen you freak yourself through the black picture window frame.
They
There's
cannot
times when you scream out loud. I know I'm there.
Game base.
Always seem to come first before you
stand
stop
aside.
looking mistake. You freaky motherfucker.
Proud sons.
That's what you are to me. You
Yes,
freaky motherfucker.
make way.
The enemy's bottom tower is just behind.
You freaky little mother.
Points taken.
Now that's what you really are. You freaky little mother.
Mega kill!
Now ghetto stuff. You
I
used to
should
take
fight
the bus nowhere. Today you took the train.
I am under attack.
You don't come out where the sun's out. Only see when it rains. I tried to get your attention, baby,
Charge.
but you seem to look away.
Right was mine.
De.
O să le
Straight or break away.
Double damage.
You freaky motherfucker.
Yes.
That's what you are.
Radiant structures are fortified.
I am
Am de să știi. M-au luat? Ai mă, nu dă nimeni nimic, băga mea și pula în el!
mă omoră monkey-ul ăla și
Știu, frate. Știe meci de ăla, știi ce zic? Ma... Știi ce zic? El meci de ăla. Dă mor eu să moară toată lumea. Dă exact ce trebuie pentru la un... când joci chieri.
a taste of my power. Points taken.
Your middle tower is under attack. If the beacon goes out,
It's not yet time. Yes. Into the fray. By the gleam of my horn.
A bătut tormentorul, e?
such a they cannot hide.
Vin și eu pe spate. Go.
La în viață.
Nu mă știe aici. Dumnezeule Hristos. Au vedere acolo. They have vision there.
The thunder of hooves. They cannot hide. My horn grows near. Point taken. I shall find them. I am under attack.
De ce nu l-ai sărit? Mă n-avei. E pe dinții din gură, nu de alta.
Dacă ziceai că ai aganim, sperăm, nu știu.
Păi l-am făcut special ca să sari să dai. Tare radianț. Nu vezi că niciunul nu joacă la BKB? E best item. 30 am ultimată.
What did you expect? My strength knows no bounds.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yes.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Dyer's courier just went belly up.
A taste of my power. I shall
The enemy's bottom
Control
tower
magic.
is keeled over. Your middle tower is taking a drubbing.
lean on my horn. They cannot hide. Point taken. Yes.
Something bad is happening to your top tower. They're trying to break your middle tower.
Make way. The thunderer moves.
Your top tower is under attack.
Killing spree.
Dacă sar cu arpi, spun ultima dată încă.
I am under attack.
Mă, o luați cu warlock cu măti în gât și am și dat stop la aia, băga mea și pula în ea.
Gameș, cum pierd mă fight-ul ăsta?
Ei, am dat arpiul pe lângă. Pe lângă asta ne-au sărit ei.
Au murit aia 12, au murit toți.
Da, pe zi. Am mai dat spell cum trebuie. Noroc mare, nu știu.
Ai Shiva, bossul, de mărești magiile.
I'm coming in few seconds.
Oh.
It's taking a drubbing. Unstoppable.
Am imediat sărit-o, da?
Îl batem, nu au ce să mă. E ăsta, uite-i fix aici. Nu îl văd. Mi-a dat stun creepy. Putu-ți morții tăi. Bă, ce scap.
Weigh anchor. This game is on.
Ground shudders.
Radiant fortified their structures. Attack the heroes.
They cannot hide. I shall fight.
To the enemy's top tower.
Îți luăm roșanul.
Thunderer moves. I shall fight. Yes.
Până ajungem noi acolo să mută sus.
They cannot hide.
Nu? Pare nimeni cu
Push them on the roof. I leave of my
Au crăpat ăia senzați.
You just smashed the enemy's middle tower.
Gata, e roșan, când viu aia.
Poate aduc unul.
Cred că ca să... Ce?
Poate aduc unul. Wait.
Da, viu băieți. Uite mă, când mai aveam la ultimată, mă, o secundă, mă.
Going back.
Da. Hai, trebuie să ne dăm back.
Da. Ce să...
By the gleam of my horn. Thunder of hooves. Make way. I approve.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower ran afoul of some harsh fellows. Your middle tower is under attack.
Dire structures are fortified.
Your middle tower is taking a drubbing.
Ah, te pula mea. O soar de aici. Foară din base.
Your middle barracks have fallen.
Your middle barracks are under attack. Your middle barracks just got liquidated.
N-are? Lol. A fost jucată. Night Vision-ul de la ăla.
Nu văd, mă, vedere, băga mea și pula în ea de vedere.
Your top tower is under attack.
Your top tower has fallen. Fiddleheads.
Stand aside. I shall fight. They cannot.
Roshan falls again. Like Hoover will.
Careful.
Our enemies. I approve. Point taken. Into the fray. Yes. Take this. Crush our enemies. Yes. By the gleam of my horn. taste of my power. Stand aside. Take this. Aye. Make way.
Dă-te bă morții, mă, din gât.
Something bad is happening to your top tower.
Your top tower is under attack.
A taste of my power. Yes. Why not?
Something bad is happening to your top tower.
Du-și mă.
Nu cred.
Your top tower is
Your top tower just got sent through the barbarians under attack. Outrage!
Stand aside. I approve. By the gleam of my home. I shall find them. Yet crush our enemies. Why not? Point taken.
radiant structures are fortified.
Make way. You had your chance. This.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
Killing spree!
The enemy's middle barracks just outside.
A taste of my power.
Killing spree! Own edge!
They cannot hide.
Dominating!
Topa ca ultimul miloc. Thank you.
Ground shudders. I'm not ready. Thunder on him. Stand aside. They cannot hide. I shall find them. Ground shudders.
face ăsta, mă?
Thunderer moves. Yes, the thunder you hear is my
They're
own.
trying to break your middle tower.
Make way.
Dire structures are fortified.
Your top barracks are under attack.
Yes. Crush our enemy. Yes.
Did you notice they're attacking your bottom tower?
Crush our
Dire's
enemy.
courier has been killed.
Stand aside.
Poate pot să-l aduc pe ăsta.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Yes. We're under attack. Your bottom tower is under attack. Your bottom tower. A taste of my power.
Dominating!
They cannot.
Is under attack.
Stand aside. A taste. I shall find them. I approve. Crush our enemies.
I will push bottom, don't worry.
Find if I hone in. Hold the horn. Like the gleam of my home.
Am via băieți.
The thunderer moves.
Radiant structures are fortified.
We should go back, go back, go back. We need to stay together. Ți-am dat first.
Get back. I have buyback. Get back.
Go back, go back, go back, go back, please. Go back. Dar nu cred că era caz.
Ei, era că te prinsese, nu?
Trebuie să-ți dăm Aegis sau...
A taste of my power.
We need to take Aegis for Magnus.
Stands against me.
They will go rush.
By the gleam of my
Don't have time. Move, bot. Try to catch this guy.
Bine, când dai hex pe game și pula familia ca să...
our enemy.
Îl bagi pe ăsta cam.
Dar nu mă mai lași, mă, putu-ți morți, mă, tinde.
I think we should take Roshan. A smart choice.
I shall find them.
Așa semi.
The thunder of hooves. Hold out. They cannot hide. To crush our enemy.
Nu
Go
mai avem
fast,
timp.
please.
Nu mai avem timp acum.
Stand aside.
Can get Tormentor top if you want. Maybe Luna will take it. Come.
Point taken. Prepare for a goal. Yes. This.
Going in base. Și dacă putem să punem mâna pe monkey-ul ăla, e mai bun target.
Yes. Our foes shall crumble. I'll
They killed Roshan.
Excellent rough, Nick. Time to move.
of my home.
De ce se bat acolo?
From darkness, I surge for light.
Uite mă, mă țin numai hex, mă, aici, mă. Mi-am luat... Mare și disarm.
I shall fight.
Double kill. Killing spree.
O săptămână țin bătăile.
A taste of my power. I approve. Yes.
Trebuie un hexen să o poți.
Point taken. Our foes shall crumble.
Dă-ți-mă la cheie de aia.
Make way. They cannot hide.
Baza sus.
Your top barracks are under attack.
I approve. Yes. Crush our enemies. Take this. Point taken. Ground shudders.
Poate reușesc să-l iau pe ăla, da. Nu e o idee bună că n-am buyback. Ia la oricum are la nuri. Că-ți trebuie un MKB, sincer.
Pentru?
La radianța lui ăla sau nu mai are radianță? Da, am văzut că dădeai, ai dat câteva misii.
Nu, unea să fac ori satanic, ori
Thunder of hooves.
ticală sau scad. Astea sunt. Ce trebuie să fac?
Under my hoof, you will find your things.
What is this? I came here for a
Stand aside. A taste of my power.
Radiant structure.
Nu pot să cred. Get back, reset, reset.
L-am prins pe ăsta. Mi-a dat ăsta hex.
Tip of the hunt.
N-are monkey-ul BKB.
Stand aside. Crush our enemies.
Ce bă, la o să-i pe hartă. Mamă, ce mi-a făcut. Mi-au dat 3 buyback-uri. Dați-vă,
Get
bă.
back.
Am și pe buyback.
Barracks are under attack. Killing spree.
Point taken.
Apar itemele alea grave, 30.
I approve. Yes. Crush our
Dacă și fight-ul e gata, că e stat, te rog.
Vine cu BG și.
Ce?
Vine cu BG și. A, nu e cam... Încearcă să tragi de buyback acolo. They have glyph.
Două de secunde.
this down.
10 seconds, boys. 10 seconds. Hex. Băga mea și pula mă ta cu hexul tău.
Bă, dar dă-te băga mea și pula în rașta și morții tăi să-mi bag de căcat de om.
Unde morții mă mai făcea?
Hai frumos pe scaunel.
Bă, că n-are bani.
Scan. I'll take it to you.
Radiant structures are fortified.
A, te bănți la boss, pe mine veneai. Nu mai halesc.
Se ia itemele, nu.
Farm de items.
Mi-a dat și buyback, am crezut că îi bate. N-am putut să-i bate, mă, frate. Îmi bat pula mea.
Points taken. I'll cleave them in twain. Yes. Our foes shall crumble. Stand aside. They cannot. At last. Yes.
Să iau 40 primary attributes sau 100 attacks?
Ce? Zic că 100 atac speed e mai bun. Da, până una alta n-are ăsta băiaia.
Yes.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Stand aside.
E morți slow.
Yes. I approve.
Try to buy time for Dark Seer.
They cannot hide. Take this. Yes.
Roshan's dead. Stop me if you've heard this one.
I know.
Level 3.
By the gleam of my horn. The thunder of hooves.
N-ai buyback, nu?
Nu. Băga mea și pula în el de joc. Oh, bă, deja am putut să-i... am bătut atâtea ori și n-am putut să intrăm în baza aia. Am făcut warlock-ul,
Le-am
mă.
împins.
Bă, trebuie să mă iau pe nevastă mea, mă întorc în vreo oră și un pic. Dacă te găsesc, mai dăm, da?
O să plec mai încolo, dacă ne găsim, da.
Bine, te pup pe aici.
Salut, salut, te pup, pa, pa. Prost. Bine, damage-ul meu oricum era irelevant, pula mea. Mă dus asta cu aia care, nu știu, face multe, te chinui mult să o omori. Clar că era un gunoi. Au jucat bine cu Dark Souls, de fapt au jucat bine toți, pula mea, chiar. Au putere mai bune. Ia să vedem, a început Dotalicious. Balconii cu spirit. Spirit. De fapt nu mai joc niciunul cum mă bag să mă uit la ăștia, ce pula mea. Că mai încolo. Sorry boys. Cei mai buni. Bă, dracu stea americane. The fucking cunt. Hai să upgradăm aici, să updatăm, pardon, stația. La 41, 15, 26, sunt departe. Trebuie să meargă prea bine. Oricum, în 40-60 tot e. Uie! Uie, l-a clonat! Asta, mă, cu jocurile, dobitocule. La ce te uiți? Nu știi că sunt și eu pe challenge-uri. Ăla din dreapta de sus. Mai dau o Dota? Lasă să mă băm pula mea, dacă e mușcat pe contul tău. E nebun. Am să iau cont de 10.000, ești ratat. Iau pe alu butelie, iau pe alu can. Auzi, dacă e, ne dai tu cont, nebunule. Ce ai cu aia, ești nebun, e visul meu să mă joc cu bune, ești nebun. Am să-ți dau și banii pe el americane, dacă tot, nu? Joacă Spirit cu Falcons. M-aș uita și eu, nu vreau să vă mint. Dacă vreți putem să ne uităm together. Putem să o facem și pe asta. Alibec dădu gol. Ia să vedem vere. Unde dădu el gol? Cât se termină acest meci? 2-1. Într-un Uta Rad. A dat și el un gol 95. Ce vrei? Un 2 pauză, 2 final, 3+. Și tricou. N-a luat. A luat la Bâșceanu și cu Sârbu. Nu știu cine e Sârbu. L-aveai galben la americane. Asta clonatul. Și i-a alunecat atunci. Finalul ăla că s-a dat cu ulei. Ce să-i faci? Uităm împreună, zici. Hai așa să înceapă. Hai că nu e rău ce. Învățăm și noi Dota. Ce mai învățăm cu aia?
PA, there's
Nu mai
start
avem
off
ce.
with the first phase for the PA. There's separate to that, you still have Centaur and any of the Aura boys initiating heroes. I mean, there's so many options for claps right now.
De ce sunt favorit Spirit? Că nu înțeleg. Așa drastic. 2.30 Falcon, 1.57 Spirit. Mă, și-au jucat bine Falcon, zici nebun că erau uns concursul ăsta. Ca aia și pizda ei lui Efi. Doamne. Da, zice, dar bagă-ți mă tu ești. Tu îți ce pula mea, fă-ți un cont de la, n-ai cont de pariuri, nu poți să cred.
I think the key thing is for Spirit.
Vrei să mă susții la pariuri, să mă stăcuiești?
Clean way to start the fight. Sure, they could go for the underlords and the kind of the aura buying.
E împotriva religiei mele, a, ești ăla. Ești protestant. Ialaba, laba. Abiliții americane. Și cam ce ai vrea să joci? Cam ce te-ar lăsa pe tine sufletul? Vrei să expun oferta? Ia să vedem. Arta 1, cotă 2 Falcon, 1.78 Spirit. Hai să vedem ultimele două picuri. Hai să fac scena nebună.
And yeah, I agree with you. I feel like Slardar is now kind of the priority based on the bans.
I think the Lifestealer versus PA matchup has become quite
Mama,
interesting
mama.
because with all the nerfs to both of these heroes, they both slowed down quite a bit.
Era un
And when you're
hotcase.
playing with a bounty hunter lineup, you do want to be ready to fight as early as possible to capitalize on the track kills.
Yeah, the key thing for Lifestealer at least is just defend your tower nicely, and it's kind of hard to gank you with the correct heroes behind you. So I like the idea of just
Turmei în sperbet. Bravo, americane, mâncați apă. Poate că i-am uns în primele zile atunci când au jucat Best of 1-urile alea, am făcut bani. Ești nebun, dar după aia m-am pișat pe mine. Era aia pierdând 85. Imediat, stai așa un pic.
God, imagine if yesterday Kiyotaka had a Nightfall Lifestealer in him. They would have both died so many times together.
That would have been fun to see. But I mean, Kiyotaka alone is enough to
Oh yeah,
provide
he's entertaining enough. We don't need a Nightfall Lifestealer inside of him as well. But Team Spirit, they ban out. Oh, they have 3 seconds reserve time, by the way. No gyrocopter.
Până acum au draft mai bun ăștia. Falconii, mă jur. La dar. Morții tăi.
Yeah, and now Falcons need to decide.
Ia să vedem o americană.
First what their roles are, but what is
Ce iau ăștia?
priority
Gary.
here? Ian Slaughter is good against Lifestealer in lane.
Ce poate să ia lui distrusul ăsta? Naix are 3 eroi. Naix, Leoricu e? Nu e.
I mean, there isn't a bad in carry. Falcons really just want to go for some annoying run around.
N-are ce să ia Gary. Naix, atât.
Play the map hero, but again, picking a melee. I think Jakiro
Doom?
luckily cushions a lot
Gary?
of the Slaughter
Nu, e banat.
advantages into the melee carries because obviously you want to right click for your bash. So as soon as you put any liquid fire or drill breath, then kind of mitigates.
N-are ce să ia Naix, atât. Îl bate ăla cu peau de usucă. TB, nu știe ăsta să joace TB căcatul ăla ce aici. Dacă e schită, uite la e albastru în cap, am ieșit în zloboz.
There's pucks and embers and all this available in the mid lane to try and mitigate Lar's impact on the Storm Spirit.
Ia să vedem pe și eu tot pe aia vreau Marian, stai un pic. Marian. Marinuș. Terrorblade. A, eu ei zi Spirit, mă, ce ai? Ăla nu știe să joace Terrorblade, mă jur. Nu știu cum, dacă poți să vezi așa ceva. Dar nu știe să joace cu ei, tu n-auzi că nu cred că l-am văzut vreodată TB. Sau?
so Terrorblade is a hero you can easily
Ia să ne
replicate,
uităm.
on his meta, get a few track golds.
Dă-mă
then
și
start
pe norocul lui.
I feel like Falcons and actually both teams have really
Iter.
strong safe lanes, right? Like,
Dar merge
like
să
Spirit
vezi
Terrorblade, good safe
cumva.
lane. Now you have PA Warlock, good safe lane, and now it's towards mid. I think Beastmaster actually fares pretty well against Storm Spirit, especially when he sends his
Team
balls to the right
Falcons,
lanes, you stop Storm from getting
Skitter.
connected, plus overwhelming the side lane with the balls. It's the
Păi,
only thing this lane
nici
is
măcar nu e
facing
pe
is
prima
that
pagină la
Spirit
Games.
have decent lanes,
Ești
but I
muist?
think they need to try and find a way to just
Bă.
bring Lal into this game.
And Falcons have a pretty snowbally lineup once Beastmaster hits that Ags.
Nu are niciun match cu TV-ul.
Especially with this Pango.
Doar Lancer.
Right, so Spirit,
Hai să mă uit.
not only do they have to survive the
Vânz
lanes,
vomit.
but they have to minimize their losses throughout
A, ba
the
da.
round. Every time they do
Are
rotate
10
with their
jocuri,
fire,
50% win
right,
rate.
it can't be something where you're trading
Hmm.
like 2 for 1 or
Late game.
you have to be taking advantage
Nu
of
late,
the
e
early
last game,
like,
22 a 4,
give
când
yourself
acum
as much of a lead as possible.
2 săptămâni, 3.
Off to the
A
cast.
băgat el un tebic, nenorocit.
Thank you for that extremely good.
Dar
and
nu e cu
professional
noi, coaie.
transition there. Avery,
A, uite mă, a bătut pe heroic
what do
dacă
you
e.
make of the draft?
Skeeter Terrorblade.
Yeah,
Cadă om,
you,
coaie.
you were taken aback by that. Not his go-to hero,
Yeah.
not his best hero.
It feels like you got put in a corner here if you're Falcons. I think the things they always go back to are we want to have the better late game, we want to have super strong tri-core scale, we want to have the frontliners right, and then you get this Terrorblade and it's not an initiator for Skeeter, but it does fall in that illusion carry pool, going back to his Naga CK days. So maybe he's just going to use it to push out the waves and help join some of the pushes with some early metas. I can kind of see it, but I'm very interested to see how it goes in terms of the tempo for them.
Yeah, setting up both Amar and Malrine, the Beast and the Pango, to run around the map and kill things. We'll see if that actually happens, though, going into Game 1, Falcons and Spirit.
E un pariu șmecher în această ofertă. Cine ajunge primul la 15
And it
kg.
wouldn't be a professional match without a pause at the start. Creep Wave versus Bet Boom round 2, says Amar. Beep Beep says Collapse. The Amar Pangolier was the standout for me. Looking at
TB-ul ăla nu prea are cum să bată early. Pula mea, ăștia o să vină totuși cu bilă de-aia, cu aia. cu aia. Nu?
And it feels like it is largely because
Ia să băgăm cu aia și 50.
in particular Amar's, right?
Ai cotă mică, dă-te în morți, mă, de 1,50.
Viper, Pangos aren't super dominant, and you lose some of that 2-3 flex that really makes Falcon shine. I would be curious, Knoxville standing by, what the win rate across all 10 players on their heroes are in this game.
Well, I can tell you that
Da, i-am luat pe ăștia, n-am ce să pariez până nu dăm după aia.
There's one for you.
That's something. I also brought
Dăm la băieți.
he is a very good Terrorblade.
Atât am de spus, să-l ai un distrus TB-ul.
In theory, very good Terrorblade game.
Trebuie lăsat early-ul și după aia îi iei pe ăștia. Îi bat ăștia early, înțelegi Falcons, după aia îi iei pe Spirit. Easy. Ce aolo, i-am zis că e Pango mid. Hai de pula mea, am ieșit, mă, în sloboz. E Amar Pango, hai de capul. Americane mai trimite 50. Că nu cred că...
And he grinded that axe over time on all of us. And now he's mellowed, dulled out, right? I was like, oh, he's a great teammate now. Yeah. Where do you think all of the toxicity went over the years? Into people like me.
All the mistakes he made as a bad teammate were all in the first 10 years of his career.
That's all I have to say. He's a great teammate now. You're welcome.
Să vedem.
He did really change a lot, and the interesting thing about Snay is I wonder how many other players are like this in the scene, but his communication when he's on a different role is entirely different. I don't know if many people...
Nu se obsești gold, ce vrei? La băgam mâna în buzunar, iau cap.
Sure.
But there have to be other Dota players where it's the same.
Stai că n-are nici nada, să luat telefone.
I got some of those comms.
Very authoritarian, very toxic.
Când eram atât mă uitam pe telefon la ceva.
Very positive, very we can still do it, you know? I've never seen that before in a player, so...
Dar totuși au signature heroes majoritatea de la Falcons, pula mea.
Definitely one of the hardest I've ever been flamed by a pro player was from Snake.
N-ar fi chiar rău. Aia au omorât balaurul.
100% deserved. I screwed up.
A scos un dust.
Bad cop, but in one man's career. This game, we have a lot
Ăsta a
of
jucat
pace,
bine, Malrine, a
potential
jucat bine tot
from this
turneul.
Falcons lineup with the mid-beast
Ce
best
amar,
off
pula mea.
Angolier, Bounty Hunter on top of
Chiar
that.
și skitter
You
cu
get
aia,
this lineup
erau
from
oricum era un
Logitech
distrus.
G
Haide mă,
PRO
omorâți-l pe ăsta,
going
dați-vă în pula mea, nu se poate. Am ieșit în sloboz. Nu m-a scăpat căcatul ăla care face cu gura aia urâtă.
That's a good win in terms of what that does for Spirit on this lane, though, because now you can regen back up. You have the Warlock. You're fighting for the pull, which you have.
La n-are fost la pulă, ba da mă, că care vreo 20 de ani. Pula
And
mea.
you get the D-Ward.
Oh, tried to go for the sentry.
Gata, l-au luat.
He'll get caught for it, and he's got
Uite cum face crit ăsta. Îți morții tăi în gât.
Under the tower as well. But still, this is a really nice start from Aposhka. You
Vrea
don't
să
wanna
moară
give
cu
away
aia.
that first blood. Now that you didn't, the pulls are completely accessible. He's gonna get one off there. Super happy start for him.
Motanul, ce motan,
Mid
mă?
lane should be pretty free farm for Laurel. As
Nu mă enervează, dar pula mea i-am pe ăștia să ajungă primii la 15 fraguri pe Falcons. Place de el. Americanul nu prea să mă joacă Dota și oricum era un distrus. Nu se juca.
Then that Ags comes out around that 13-minute mark instead of 15-16, and that's like the ideal, you know. That's a perfect game that you're looking for.
They have to fight over the same water rune here. Laurel will have to give way to Malrine. Get some damage for it, and with the creep wave pushing in, he is unlikely to get the other water rune as well. So Malrine taking huge advantage of the creep wave equilibrium.
Power of the summons. So he will claim both here. Huge win for him.
This time they do manage to get the sentry there. So opening up the lane a little bit more for crit.
And we also see Spirit go back to this Slardar. This is a hero that has really opened up the carry combinations for them. This is a PA enabler, and at the same time, it's a hero they've gone to counteract the Bounty Hunter a couple times. And they did it in this event as well. So they kind of got the best of both values off this Slardar, and this Shard's going to be super impactful. We'll probably see a very similar build-up for Collapse. You know, Blink Dagger, Yules, BKB. Maybe you skip the Yules this game since you're against cores that it doesn't really do much against. Then I guess what is that interim item you're looking for? Maybe just faster BKB is nice here too. Oh, double stack off the board. You only got one.
Only one, but that's still extra bit of efficiency.
Oh yeah, he's getting some good value out of these boards on mid.
Yeah, considering he's also still winning the CS. This lane's supposed to go more towards the Storm Spirit's favor over time, right? But still holding a lead. Still holding both CS and deny lead.
He's just continually shoving it in. It's what made that water rune contest hard for Laurel at the start. He's having trouble getting the lane back out into this Beastmaster. I mean, that is the power of the Axis, man.
Need baby rage.
Reminds me of that 60 mana Timber Chain for 100 pure damage. That was
ridiculous.
That was a really nice spell, yeah.
We're kind of in a similar
E
55 mana to throw around some wild axes. You just throw them around nonstop.
Yeah,
Just for SVG.
Yeah, I'm sure there's nobody else interested in this, but Maposhka Warlock
Dacă te laudă americanul, vezi că are ochiul format.
80% win rate.
Damn.
And the snaking Jakiro at the bottom. So we got a 30% diff between these position 5 diff, perhaps.
Yeah.
In this game.
I mean, Skeeter, Crit,
Cine e
like the
boosterul
Falcons
american?
players are all holding up the bottom there.
The one I was actually curious about of all these is the Crit Bounty. You see it at 55% there.
Yeah.
He hasn't played it a huge amount over his career, and it was never that melee forward that fit his archetype.
Yeah.
It was always the other ones, the Earth Spirit, the Tusk, even the Io when it was super popular as like a roaming 4 that went to the other lanes. Bounty can do similar things in the early game where he just appears in random lanes and turns those ganks around, gets stuff going. But it's an awkward hero for him because it doesn't scale very well, which I always thought was a big part of this support duo in particular and Crit as a player over his career. Like, this guy is terrifying in terms of going against him in the later team fights when he's mega farmed on some backline, Rubik, Earth Spirit, Dark Willow, whatever, and you just, like, I just can't out-team fight this guy. He has too much.
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter doesn't fit a lot of these archetypes that have made it successful. So for me, it's kind of an awkward hero for him. And some pressure to make it work. You get the other one, I guess. So he's 50-50 here.
When you asked for that stat, was your point basically that you were trying to get to was that these are not the most successful Falcons heroes? Even if they're above 50%, you got to consider the fact that Falcons were probably operating, I don't know what the win rate is as a team, but if I had to guess, probably 65%.
They're a very high win rate team since their creation, and they have some extremely high win rate supports. You go back to that Enchantress streak, right?
Yeah.
So when I see a bounty hunter Jakiro support duo for them, it's not that the picks are bad, it's not that these heroes are weak, but you feel like you at least got a minor victory in some sense, you know? You're not playing against their signatures, I'll put it that way.
Maureen, Beastmaster is 1-0. Oh, okay,
Păi
okay.
nu până nu contează în ce minut. Să ajungă ei primii la 15 kg.
6-minute power rune.
Nu contează până în ce minut. Când să ajungă ei primii la 15 kg.
Yeah, no crits holding it.
Available.
Poate să le facă
And
și
Spirit
nu
just
tu.
not even
50
contesting,
mă
so
doare.
we're kind of rare for them. We almost always see them bring at least one support for the
Are
deny
și
potential,
coduri.
usually it's
Frumos.
Poshka, choosing to just play the side lanes and try and get as much as they can. No ice path available here.
I mean, that's got to be just the presence
Cum îl
of
cheamă pe ăla?
Beastmaster, right? This hero is super hard to contest runes on.
Mai că face live pe
At the
Twitch
same
în pula mea
time,
și se
you're
joacă
gonna get
coduri.
more
Ce să
killed
văd?
here. You have to worry about a Jakiro TPN. You have full wand fairy fire on Laurel, but if you just get bursted down, you're in trouble. And this work
Mergea la un moment dat, acum cred că au
Up
scos.
3 gen TP's bottom goes for collapse.
Haide,
Roar
mă.
on him.
Avem un frag.
Skater's gonna pop the meta.
Că e un distrus
He has the
skitter ăsta,
damage
mă.
for it, collapse
Ah,
straight
avem
to
pe
the way, and
aia.
he's gonna
Ah,
notice he
oleu.
is fine. A rotation from Maureen that does not go well. Mid lane pushing into his tower. He's gonna miss all that.
Super nicely played by Rue. Gets the calling and the dead shot to land on that Beastmaster. Delays a lot of damage, and you still had a Lotus on that Slardar if you really needed it. Secure the Wisdom Rune here as Laurel, thinking about poking those stacks under the ward. Thought better of it. Felt like it would have just used too much of his mana there. You want to keep some resources up for this 8-minute power rune. That's really what you're eyeing right now.
Sure.
Roar on cooldown, I think, makes that a little tempting. But like you said, now you miss some waves on mid if you're Maureen. Suddenly you're behind in XP versus Storm, who you were dominating. And you're behind in net worth.
A, tu ziceai că are hack-ul ăla care ți-a busat ție contul. Am crezut că ăsta cu care a picat granatul.
Double kill for him. And starts attacking the stack. Maureen coming over. Again, no roar.
Gotta be
Just has
careful
to
the
try and
bonds here.
contest it, but they are going to try and get the bonds on him. It was a bait, pulling in Maureen with the dead shot. They've got him. That's first blood for Laurel.
That's so nicely played. Just setting the trap. You get that bonds on that big camp and just output the damage with all the remnants.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Beautifully played.
They were contesting a stack with a Warlock.
They had a lot of foresight for that play, and the ward pays off. We'll go to crit, which is some nice XP for him, level 4 on this bounty. Definitely finding the levels, even though he hasn't found kills, which, you know, if you're not going to get that super fast game, at least get the track up at a reasonable time.
Yeah.
But this is a slow start for the Falcon support duo. They're not going to have a huge amount of damage to play with. They're really going to have to take advantage of the core ultimates here, the Rolling Thunder and the Primal Roar. And if you're a Spirit, just thinking about where those two spells are on the map, you negate a lot of the kill threat, especially if you bait it out. If you go to lanes and you say to yourself, all right, they're going to make a play here with one of these ults, let's just bring numbers and bait it out, it's probably not that bad of a fight for you.
And it's not the freest Pango game in the first place, right? To get off that Rolling Thunder, he's dealing with the Huerta, who's pretty good at being able to, right? You've got initiation from the Storm, you follow that up with a silence. It's really hard for Pango to play around that silence. And even if he does get off the Rolling Thunder, you still have Bash as well as the Golem that can be dropped. Not the biggest stuns in the world, not the biggest counters, but they're small little helpers.
I think if he gets the rolling off in the first 30 minutes of this game, he's fine. It's just a question of, do you get it off? Amar, he's a Pango professional. Should be fine here. That power rune.
Got a grab on the crit, trying to pull him back into the Sentry here, and they've got the dust as well.
Doamne, uite ce fac
A
distruși
second
ăștia.
kill for Laurel, and he still has an armor rune, so he is not afraid
Am
of
ești?
any response from Falcons.
Now it's the Beastmaster getting hit with his tower. I mean, Spirit support's getting a lot more done in this early game. It's not building a huge lead, but they are mitigating the pressure.
God! 16% win rate in 738? He may be a Pango player, but apparently he's not a Pango player right now.
I think we'd all agree this is not the strongest the hero's ever been.
For sure, but
the bar was quite high. Especially offlane Pango. Offlane Pango is super hit or miss, and one of the big things for Falcons that they were abusing was the flex potential. So if you don't get something out of that flex in the draft, and the other core has a really good game, then this offlane Pango it's not some completely broken concept.
Yeah, and I think we could fairly say they didn't get that much for it. At least when it comes to lanes, right? They didn't get some sort of lane matchup that they clearly won.
They did get a first pick Beastmaster that's having a very good game. I guess you can say.
Ăsta e chiar distrus, mă, crit ăsta.
will be able to make it out this time. The pressure around mid from Team Spirit continues, fighting for another power rune that it seems like Falcons may have to give up.
You have level 6 on Warlock with Grimoire if you really want it here. Again, another power rune going because the supports are just babysitting Laurel.
Deci îți arată mech combos.
And you can't
Atât.
run the same effect into Spirit here because your Jakiro bounty are just not strong enough to fight this.
Yeah. At the same time, though, is Falcons really that concerned? If they're not actually getting anything done, sitting 3 heroes in the mid lane, then you are kind of out farming Spirit in typical Falcons fashion.
They will always have a plan to scale. That is 100% true. Their tricores are always terrifying to go against. That said, I don't know if I want to have a game plan of going late game against Team Spirit.
Nice D ward from Snakey and goes through the gate, catches the ward at the top.
Yeah, looking for Terrorblade down here. Haste-rune on the Storm guarantees this kill if you find him, even with a Sunder. A little late to the party, and there's no one lingering around this tower. Stinking actually bailed pretty early here, so they're probably going to gate, look top. Still have this Haste-rune, so these moves are pretty easy to convert on. This is something that could catch ATF off guard.
They used the glyph to protect the siege wagon. They really want to put the pressure out on here, and somebody from Spirit has to show. There's just too much damage on the tower. It's too late. Falcon's already backed away.
And now the Jakiro comes back bottom. Snaking perfectly dodging this move.
Yeah, great read.
He's getting so much XP.
They go back through the gate
Mori
again on
snaking
Spirit,
ăsta.
determined.
Noroc.
God damn it, we're gonna get that kill. Haste running at the Jakiro, but he's too far away. They simply just do not get it.
N-a murit.
Sense here. Pushes him almost up to level 7. Really nice recovery for him. He did not feed any bad kills away. No snowball action for the Storm. Nothing off these power runes. You give up that tier 1, but that was a little inevitable with the pressure Spirit to put down here. And Laurel
Do
getting
they really have the stuns? It's a hit from the Bounty Hunter, an Ice Path, a follow-up hit, and that's just not enough.
That was closer than I thought.
It was. They played it well, just the limitations of their heroes against Storm Spirit. They just do not have what they need right now.
And ATF doesn't have what he needs top. Not enough damage to punch through that Warlock heal on this PA. Rolling Thunder down. We haven't seen
Dar ăsta
another
difuzat asta acum ar trebui să pula mea să se bată și ei, să morților. A murit iar căcatul ăsta de om.
Going for a solo play.
Hit by the Ice Path, he'll go back in, but he does get the kill on Jakiro, but it's going to cost him his life. That is not worth the trade.
No, absolutely not worth it. Skeeter super happy to clean that up. Just an awkward position for him.
E chiar
Not
clip.
expecting this
Pula mea,
Terrorblade
da.
to be lingering around with the meta still up.
I just can't believe he went back in. I think he was home free, right? He's in the river. He just runs down the river with being a Slardar. He outruns all of that. But a little bloodthirsty collapse.
Polywog charm too, don't forget about that.
That's true. Radon burned out of all of his mana. So no mobility here. He is getting bursted. Look at all the damage on Laurel. Laurel's almost dead as well. Beautiful Fatal Bonds though. On two with Golem.
Haide, frații mei, puteți și voi în gură. Cumva.
Easily chain stun and they look for more. They do manage to get the amp onto Amar, but they feel like they can't chase that far out.
PA gets to complete her Battle Fury regardless of going down there.
Participe și căcatul ăla cu Beastmaster-ul ăla. Ce
They
morții
don't
lui
get the
face.
fight they were looking for the Beastmaster, which I think is the one hero you want in this early game to clean these fights up and get the extra gold. That Axe is just continually getting delayed here from Allreen.
Yeah, it is kind of a snowballing hero, right? The faster you get that Axe, like, you get all this extra HP, you get all the extra heal from the drums, you just live through so many more engagements early
Creatorul
on.
are Fury în 14 minute și trezi orice s-ar întâmpla să moară Jean. O contează de câte ori îl omori. Asta ar fi cheia, să ia ăștia pe ăsta să bage în morților cumva. De retarzi.
Crit's gonna get greedy and stick around, and it's the right choice.
Oh yeah.
He'll get the Wisdom Shrine stolen away, despite the Watcher revealing him.
Big loss here for Spirit.
Cum închid căcatul ăsta?
On Falcons have completely
Merge.
recovered in this game. They have the levels, they have the fighting power now. Can start to look for some aggressive track plays.
I-a făcut 6, dar nu prea se schimbă situația. Situația o să se schimbe un pic, cred că când face Aganim, Beastmaster-ul ăla. Uite-te ce le face ăla. Puteți în gură și luați și ăsta de strâmbă din gura aia urâtă. Uite, n-am mâncat cartea aia, haide, luați-l cu aia, luați-l. Uite, 2000 gol de avantaj, ăștia suntem noi, mă. Bravo, mă. Arab nenorocit. Uite-i.
2 kills, which are bounty kills. Take an ancient camp, take a tower. All of a sudden, Falcons up
Omoară stormul ăsta
3000.
odată
Team
cumva în
Spirit
pula
are
mea.
trying
N-ai
to
ce
even things out by
morțile să-l
taking
omore,
mid
cred.
tower in response, but
Gonna lose Tormentor.
does feel like the last
Copilul ăsta
10
îmi place
minutes
mult
have
cum
been
joacă,
kind of
eroii
bad
ăsta.
for Spirit. Just outmaneuvered by Falcons time and time again, despite the advantage it felt like they had.
E de lucrit. Așa mâncava și pula voastră. Aia zic.
So yeah, you lose 2 tracks, a tower, and a shard into the bounty hunter. Nice one to pick up here. Extra initiation power.
Da, pula mea, invizuri, chestii,
Yeah, that'll
socoteli.
be interesting. Gives the friendly shadow over to
Haide.
Amar. He goes through the gate. It's up the top, but all the Spirit are down here,
Even
the
smoke.
bottom part of the map.
It's a wasted smoke unless you're willing to go super deep here.
Maybe
Stai
they end
nici
up
că îl prinde
running
pe
into
căcatul
Skeeter,
ăsta.
but a scan. It reads the situation. Skeeter backs away.
I have not found a lot with this Slaughter Blink. Falcons dodged it pretty well, and this will get them to the Beastmaster Ags.
Yeah, what's even worse, Snake King just cut away. Now he's gonna die for it, as Laurel did TP, but another instance of just being outmaneuvered. Getting Amar, though, that would be a big win for Spirits, and they do manage to get that much, keeping Falcons at just a 3,000 net.
Joacă cu nervii mei acești
Just 2
căcați.
heroes there, including this offlane Slaughter. That's a huge deal. Gonna give you a lot of map control right now. You killed the strongest hero on the map. This Pango was starting to snowball. He just got that Blink Dagger delivered. That could have been a massive play opportunity for Falcons. Instead, they're gonna have to sit here for 30 seconds and think about what to do next. And you look at the vision on the map, there's very little for the side of Falcons here compared to the dire obs, which are
yeah,
just
they're pretty
all
blind.
over the place. You have this one obs on the Lotus Pool bottom, you have one up top, and then it's whatever crit sees. But the downside of this is you have nothing on Yatoro. And he is just mopping up half the map right now.
Yeah.
Zero pressure on this PA.
He's gonna have a BKB pretty damn fast. Collapse and Rue are sitting on a high ground ward paired with a sentry waiting for the bounty hunter to show up, but he never does.
This game is really on a knife's edge right now. It doesn't seem like it action-wise, but what's going to happen here is the next team that gets a core pick off or a fight, you're just going into that Roshan pit, and it's getting cleaned up incredibly fast. And if you put an Aegis on,
They're gonna be collapse. But is it too much of a bait for them to handle? The dead shot goes out. Collapse taking a lot of damage, and he does die. Now the Storm Seer pounces, but Amar, he's already hit the back line. The 2 supports are not contributing to the damage, and Laurel, he simply doesn't have enough. He's gonna have to zip away. Maposhka's gonna get burned out. It's
Mai
2
futeți
dead.
chestii.
TP away from Laurel will secure
Ăștia
his
suntem noi, mă.
safety. But Spirit, another engagement that they simply get outmaneuvered. The jump happens first from Falcons, and they overwhelm Spirit.
And that's straight into the pit. That's that big core pickoff you can't give away right now if you are either team. And every time you can jump this Slaughter first, you're going to take it 100% of the time because he is all of Spirit's early damage. We saw what Laurel can do without damage from the other 2 cores. It's nothing. You're going into this Atos bounty hunter and you can't even kill him.
Collapse, are you really gonna run back in there? Crit, try to run interference, Zip comes in, it's too late. Already, the Aegis picked up. They go after Crit. 2 managed to get that 1 kill. Support for support. Now Asunder used on to Radon. Had to back away. A little dangerous situation, but they keep the Aegis intact. They keep their Terror Blade alive. All things considered, still a win for Falcons.
Oh yeah, that's a big win here. This is going to be a big Gossamer Cape game.
Yeah,
There's 4 of them here, but you're looking at all these heroes. Anything you can dodge out is nice. Crit just playing on the front line, sacrifice his life to get everybody else out. You definitely re-engage here if this Sunder does not go off. Big risk on that next Slaughter jump, but that's going to dissuade the aggression. And you do have the BKB available for Yatoro. I don't
Adă
think
cu aia n-are ăsta golemă, pula mea, hai să-l luăm. Putu-i morți în gât, Yatoro, luați-l.
Catch him even despite him using the blur and the chain stun. He does use his BKB, goes for the kill on the Snake King, see if he can get that one. And then
ăsta
maybe
îl gangheți și de fapt batelul, nu?
he jumps over to the creep wave. Doesn't have it. He does have a TP. He's gonna die.
Ce a mai dat roar cu aia?
Does not get out successfully. Amar just cleans up the extra kill. Maposhka.
Puteți-l în gură și pe ăsta, haide. Haide, mă, ăștia suntem noi, mă. Ce fuge? A luat clipul cu aia. Am ieșit de-te în morții, mă. Nu se pune kill ăsta, înțelegi? Era bine, 10-8, pula mea. Ăștia eram noi. Ei vine Blink-ul lui căcatul ăsta, ia uite. Ne m-aș și pe norocul tău, Mariane.
You're just trying to stun and catch this bounty with no damage follow-up? Spirit very disconnected right now.
Yeah, I thought Spirit was looking better and better as the tournament went on, but this game one, that is definitely not the case here.
Their lineup is very dependent on having cores combined for kills, and so far they're getting out-farmed, they're getting split up on the map. They're having trouble finding these Slardar PA fights, Slardar Storm fights. We saw one Morta Slardar connection on that Pango in the jungle, that was about it.
Yeah.
Da, nu se pune, oricum am împățit toată așa, înțelegi? Nu știam de ce nu-mi valida pariul, pula mea, aveau ea 15-7 sau ceva de genul. Pula mea, omorâse unul, omorâse Clippy, dar nu știu de ce nu l-a pus sus acolo, gen, ca și kill, mi se pare că la ea îl puseseră cumva și pula mea. Și după aia am citit în aia că gen nu se pune dacă îl omoară Clipul sau neutral. Pădure nu merge. A fost făcătură că pula mea trebuia să-l omoare. Boz, erau 3 băieți. Luați-l pe ăsta. Așa mânca și pula lui. Ruie, să ți-o dăm la muie, hai. Mamă, dacă l omora Clipul iar vomitam, căcat, ești prost.
But 2 minutes left on the Aegis and a Terrorblade who still has his meta. Falcons, not really ones known for their early high ground pushes, but there is a lot of opportunity to take objectives here.
They're running a track. Toro right now is going to have to go back to base here.
See if they can get the BKB out of him again. Storm zips in, BKB goes out, they turn on to the bounty hunter, see if they can get that kill.
Dă-i bă morții mătii de la putus familia în gură de prost ca Aegis. Dă dobi... A, n-are el. A murit Skitter ăsta. Mamă, ce dobitoc. Ce dobitoc sinistru.
850 damage, now chasing for more. What a beautiful dead shot from Ruse.
Vai de capul meu, ce pățesc.
Can they get ATF here?
Oh, hops over the
Au luat și pe
but
ăsta.
Laurel, he had just enough mana to be able to get close call to get one slow on him. Now collapse.
Dă-ți blink, că ies.
He's got a blink, he's got a crush, he's got nothing.
Dă pula mea.
That is very close to being a completely dominant fight for Spirit. They will take that. Your Aegis Beast is just farming bottom.
Da, adică la ce faci mișcarea asta? Au crezut că dă la BKB-ul și fuge, dar pula mea avem Storm oricum ne sare. A, nu e cu aia, niște distruși. Prostul ăsta nu face nimic, uite-te și tu ce căcat de om.
Where the hell is the Beastmaster with Aegis? Imagine you have Aegis on Skeeter here. Okay, it looks a lot better, but he fought through 2 of his HP pools for nothing.
And I don't even necessarily think that's so he is probably saying, guys, like, let's just wait for my ult. We'll see plenty of times where I have my ult and Aegis, but now Falcons, they've lost all momentum in this game. The Aegis is going to expire without a successful fight. Falcons have their lead cut down to 5.
Marcă caz de oameni.
Feels like classic Spirit. Things are going wrong, but they just know when to put together the right kind of team fight.
They're very good at this defensive map play. You overextend a little, they punish you instantly.
Mă, era perfect 10-8, înțelegi? Omorau acolo vreo 2. Și au 3 de la 2 la 2. Și era pimba. Acum mai e muie în gură. Deci omoare ei 3-4, să omoare ea 1, după aia să scoale, să omoare ea, na.
Every Falcon Spirit game should go 80 minutes.
I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to curse it and say otherwise.
Dai seama, mă, că nu ce pe ăla de capul lui. Dai seama că a fost call. Eu cred că cumva s-au băgat gen doar să-și dea ăla BKB-ul, dar s-a îngroșat treaba pe parcurs.
This was a game that maybe he doesn't go that build, but he sticks to it, so he just really likes this.
Just delays that BKB. And in some of these fights, you end up with the Yules instead of the BKB, and you wish you had the other. It does pay off in some of these chase downs, getting you that extra kill. Then it's absolutely worth it. And it feels good on the hero. Extra move speed, the mana. See if it works out this game compared to some of those others as Roar onto...
Invis Rune Rue walks into a Sentry. Bad luck.
Bun ăsta.
He was coming and actually
Nu
placed
zic
that.
rău.
Oh, they had a word sentry, that's why.
Dacă s-ar putea omorâ și gura asta
Tries
muistă.
to put himself in the corner. Amar, he's got to just ignore this kill.
Ce să mă omoare
He's
că...
not going to get far enough away. Laurel is easily going to be able to pounce on him, and as soon as that amp damage is up,
Hai
Amar,
te, am ce
he'll
pe doamne.
quickly falls.
That is not a play you can make against this lineup. They have infinite catch and jump with this Storm Slaughter PA. You have to Rolling Thunder TP out or not go for that at all. You have TP on cooldown. I mean, that's just a freebie here. And this is not a team you want to give freebies out to.
Yeah. I guess his only play in that exact situation, he goes into the corner where Maposhka is and then TP's there and hopes that he just chain stuns Maposhka long enough that...
But he didn't even have TP on that.
Vreau meu ce să
That's
facă
the
moșul
insane
meu.
part.
Oh, he was still on cooldown?
Yeah. That's just a high risk, low reward play. And he gets punished. And now you're going to lose.
Trebuie lane bun să
Tormentor 2 for Spirit.
treacă în
Clear
avantaj.
through objectives incredibly fast. Shard onto the Morta.
Maureen,
Take it.
got to keep his head on a swivel. They are coming in from behind right now.
And you cannot BKB TP in this game.
That's true.
Gotta keep
Ah,
that
te
in
l-a
mind
omorât pe
versus
distrus ăsta.
Collapse here.
Yeah, Maposhka, as long as he's in range.
And the golem,
And the bash from Collapse. There's so many options. They should be able to get it
Hai de capul meu ce bulan.
Surely
Mama mea,
that
ce
Yule's had to be
bolonos.
just on the edge there.
I'm surprised he didn't get the pull.
I mean, Vortex, Yule's, so many options. Spirit just barely missed out on a critical kill.
The thing is,
Maureen, level 19 Beastmaster would have been a huge boon for them.
even if you're escaping this, you're bleeding out net worth and map advantage right now if you're Falcons. Whereas 5 or 10 minutes ago, you were up to Spirit's tier 3, making that dive, controlling all of that jungle. You now hold almost nothing.
And what could have been, as that missed kill may have just killed Collapse. They split up a bit, and Falcons go right back up to the top lane, make a move, kill the Slardar.
Need a couple more of those here as Roshan potentially can spawn right now, next 2 minutes guaranteed. These pickoffs mean a lot in terms of both teams trying to contest the objective. And you know
Asta ar fi șansa să ia Aegis-ul ăsta și să bată cu Aegis.
Yeah, being
Dar
able
să omoare ei
to
primii.
deny these Aegises from a Slardar PA lineup has got to feel
Am luat muie la
fantastic
fund.
for
Am nimic.
Falcons.
Oh, you need every Aegis in this
Mă
game.
uitam la Dota, pula mea, am băgat la
Lose
Dota.
one Aegis,
Da.
you just have to feel real bad. without
ca muia
aggressive
îngerală.
to use it against high mobility heroes.
Yeah.
Îi bate Spirit.
You also just need them on the Terrorblade to push at some point in this game.
Nu am zis că îi bat dacă trec de early game, dar
Play super aggressively. But at
și
some point,
ultra late așa
you're gonna
dacă
have to push
ajung,
into the spirit
e groasă cu
To end this
Tebico, dacă
game.
pune
It's not
iteme,
an easy lineup to push into.
Pango,
Absolutely not.
Beastmaster, pune mea.
Skater's trying
Că
to
mult
deal,
gol de la
pick
ăsta,
up
o să
a
pună la un
butterfly,
hex.
which is probably one of the
Bondarul
bigger
ăla.
power spikes
Da, nu
against
știu
the
să-
PA in
For
that
sure.
matchup. So
For sure. I mean, this is the point in the game where you get a Terrorblade Butterfly, put an Aegis on him, you have high ground potential. As Satanic is very close to being done here for Radon.
level 20.
Uite-l pe ăsta cu 3
talents
viați,
are gonna
să-i
be
borâm
coming
cu
in
aele
very
lui.
soon for a lot of heroes.
We are very close to a lot of really powerful items and a lot of powerful levels as both teams are smoking up. BKB delivered for the Storm. Satanic delivered for the PA. Feels like Spirit got to a couple of their big items ahead of Falcons here, who don't have that Butterfly, don't have the Shivas on the Beast. If you can find the jump, could be your Roshan to take.
Dar mereu în jocurile lui Radan ăsta așa e,
To the Bounty Hunter.
nu știu, e vrăjeala cu aia, are 3-4 mii avantaj
Ward
versus
Sentry also
orice
placed out
carry
by
sau
Falcons,
așa.
so they do know what's going on here. They're going to sit up on the high ground here, waiting for Spirit to initiate. But Spirit are not going to give them that satisfaction. Instead, push in mid, force a reaction out of Falcons. They show with the Beastmaster and his axes.
Did not want to go up that hill blind, and you can't blame him there. Do not know what's waiting for you. No lane pressure right now, though. Something to note, as Spirit just running around with this gem are guaranteeing the vision advantage right now. Roche is up. It's going to go bottom in 30 seconds. And there is a dire ward that just expired on
yeah.
that bottom pit, actually. So that would have been nice if Spirit had it up. Now they're gonna have to reward this area if they want to take the fight
Dar
there.
darul ăsta nu prea are...
On them at the moment.
Yeah, does Falcons have any more wards to place?
They have crit.
That's true. I guess
the ward.
Wow. I don't know how reliable that ward is when the enemy's carrying gem.
They also have no obs on them right now.
Yeah, everybody's used up their vision, and everybody's going to be blind for a pit fight at bottom.
Gem has done its job.
Playing for Power Rune, trying to bait it out. Laurel zips onto an instant run of Atos. Instant roar goes out. He got off the BKB, but the stun lasts for so long. The golem followed up. They got the stuns. They got the kill. The Storm Spirit falls. Roshan's right in the midst of it. They do manage to get the Pango in return, but it did cost Radon. He had to use the BKB to get that.
That was a 5-man Fatal Bonds. Not a fight you commit to.
Nasoală asta cu 5-man Fatal Bonds. Alegeam. Ești sânge.
He was 40 HP on that teleport out.
Damn.
And that Storm was half a second off living there. That's very close to being Two Spirits fight. They win it anyway with this Pango kill. They're going to claim Roshan.
I mean, it was such a sick setup from Falcons. But yeah, I guess you're right. If you get that kind of Fatal Bonds,
Mamă, l-a luat Roșianu cu aia pe ăla, dă-te în pula mea, l-a luat cum îl ia ăla Beast-ul. Ești prost, cum îl ia Primal Beast-ul. Doamne, și-a oprit roarul ăla, Rolling Thunder-ul ăla, sau cum se numește. Hai de capul meu.
Now we're into that dangerous territory where you're talking about how much Spirit can get done with an Aegis hypermobile heroes.
Ăsta am putea să-l luăm, nu? Avem roară. Hai mâncați și purat. 14, mai facem un kill și dați-vă morți voștri.
Coming in within this Aegis timer. So Skeeter's going to finish up his Firefly, and he's not going to be able to have that advantage for long. Collapse. Can he get off the crush? No. Chains the stun.
Acum moare ăsta, fii atent. Exact asta se întâmplă. 15-14. Da, bă, când eu vă zic că e vrăjeală să moară mama dacă nu e vrăjeală. Deci clipul ăla, atunci ăla mi-a luat banii din buzunar. Uite-te și tu. Dă-te în pula mea. O Falcons aveam, da. Uite, ăia erau, făceau 15-14, dă-te în pula mea, la clipul banii din buzunar cu ei. Îți morți. Da. Superb.
Toro spots him. Amar, the sound of a dagger.
Dă-te în pula mea. Asta chiar n-am pățit-o niciodată, jur, cu clipul.
This is nasty stuff. You can find the jumps around the map right now.
Yeah. Big Rune and Big Rue. He's got an Aghanim Scepter now. So we're going to see some more AoE team fight out of the Spirit supports. That is the one thing. Spirit supports, their team fight going later and later into the game is it's pretty tough to break.
Really strong.
I think in that regard, it's probably where Spirit is favorite the most in the late game, right? Bounty Hunter just cannot compete with this kind of impact.
Spell-wise, no. If you get extra gold and you can just build a crap ton of utility, that's where he can make up the difference. Right now, you're pretty much tied between those 4 supports.
Yeah.
They're trying to get an Ags on the Jakiro to maybe help bring some of that team fight. I just don't know how impactful these 2 supports are going to be versus the mobility. That's the biggest problem here. You can get damage on Jakiro, you can get some utility and damage on Bounty.
Îți dai seama că acum îi bat ăștia, pula mea, eu am și zis că îi bat Spirits, roboți, dar gândeam că ajung ăștia primii la 15 fraguri, roboți. Prea aveau ăștia eroi așa să bată, pula mea. Boz, dar ce vrei? Dacă ne ia cripul din față, eram 3 băieți și ne l-a luat cripul. Hai, cu ce mai bați pe ăla? Cine îl bate? Dacă îl bate Skitter.
If that were a smoke play, they might have caught him there. They were showing the PA top. Still have Aegis for 2 minutes here. You're letting Radon play solo and you're trying to catch anything else right now. Make sure you get these Terrorblade illusions off the map. Take a tier 2 here. Be pretty happy.
Falcons being elusive as always. Once again, they're going to disguise a movement here. Yatoro's pushing in bottom. Falcons know it.
He's hitting
Maureen actually lets himself get gone on here. Has to use the BKB, but at the same time, Spirit's making a move near top, and they caught crit. Making use of the amp damage. Collapse. Whoopsies. Missed the crush. Missed the kill.
Not going?
Laurel too afraid of getting near that high ground.
Still at a Ghost Scepter, I guess, but I mean, you're still going to get this tier 2 bot, and we see this two-pronged attack on the map right now. You're not
1-20 scotă Spirit la harta asta cu ăștia cu 6.000 avantaj.
Got the Pango. He doesn't have BKB, so that calling is death.
He went Octarine Austin. That's a very susceptible buildup right now.
Yeah, he was thinking about AC Basher before. Instead, the Octarine.
You're going to scale well if you get the Rolling Thunder off and you get to that Basher territory and you can just go through the fight. At the same time, you get jumped with this build, I mean, you're gone.
Yeah, there is no escape. And they have such good ways to be able to jump you. Great. He breaks the smoke. Ooh, a crush. That was so close, man. He hits the crush, then he gets the corrosive haze on him from the shard. But
I like how Crit had no reaction. He's like, yep.
All according to plan.
Nice
Crit
try.
breaks another smoke. This time it's Ruse in mid. Lifetime assists. Wow.
That's a lot of help.
Dude, that's crazy how far ahead Fly is of somebody like Puppy.
He's had one of the longest careers, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's like Puppy.
I mean, Puppy, he's not there to give people assists.
That's true. That's true.
You know, he's farming jungle.
Yeah, how many more kills did Puppy have over Fly?
With the machete? We're talking in-game.
In-game. I don't think he wants those other numbers disclosed.
Double-digit outside of game KDA. So, did Spirit accomplish what they wanted to?
Ține bine și căcatul ăsta. Cât de cât.
They did not gain a net worth.
Bagă și el un MKB acum, pula
A
mea.
lot of farming experience on Yatoro because he was just solo pushing out waves. He's 25 already.
Are și Yatoro MKB.
That's a pretty insane timing for this 25 on the PA with all the items he has. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of damage.
A băgat un
You're looking
triple
at
dagger.
21 on Skeeter, who's just been shoving waves with illusions.
Yeah.
Take the triple dagger here to play off the Slardar.
Oh, with an amp damage, yeah.
Pretty nice.
Yeah, puts it in the bottle. I guess, I don't think Spirit really accomplished that much. Wow, Fly has way more kills too, that's crazy.
Oricum e nenorocire când ajunge mărta asta la 20. Nu mai ai ce să le faci. Are toate itemele. Două deadshot-uri, dar
I don't think Spirit accomplished that much with this Aegis, but I don't think they need to.
No, I
It's
agree.
like, it's fine if this net worth lead remains for Falcons as long as it's minimal.
Because look what they have now. They have this amp damage PA level 25, but they also have triple BKB core and a Lincoln's on Laurel. So all of a sudden, these three cores are a lot harder to deal with in the fight.
Yeah,
they're closing in on Lotus Orb from Aposhka. This Roar is going to have a hard time connecting unless you're the initiator right now. And we've seen time and time again, Falcons are having trouble starting the fights.
Again, it feels like the supports, not only is Team Spirit, it's much easier for the supports to have big impact, but also it's going to be easy for them to play the team fight because Spirit's going to have a nigh untouchable Storm Spirit jump into the back line, hitting that Jakiro.
Oh, yeah, you can't do anything to Laurel unless he throws the Lincolns on somebody else. That's your best bet. Courier will run over him.
Oh, there we go. That's where Puppy beats
I knew
him.
it, dude. Not even
33,000 more creep skill.
My man been farming that jungle for over a decade.
That's not even counted the creeps that he converted and threw into
probably
death.
another 20,000.
That's
And
another massive.
If we account for inflation, I mean, Puppy, he was killing jungle in the days where there's like 2 camps on the map.
That's true.
There's
Yeah,
3
that's a good
golems
point.
total, and he's still taking them away from the carry. Those are hyperinflated
What the
numbers. I
Falcons?
mean, he effectively probably has like 500,000. If we're going to be realistic about it.
Betano.
TP's from Spirit. They want to jump Skeeter down here.
They do get that jump.
Bun
The
pe
team
morții.
jumps in, but Yatoro didn't use his BKB. This is a little awkward. He's taking so much damage. Can he get off the Satanic? And no!
Mamă.
He's dead!
100 to 0.
And now Team Spirit had to full-on retreat, but Collapse
Mamă
didn't
mea.
get caught. He yields himself up in the air, but he's still dead when he comes back down. What a mistake. A rare one from Yatoro jumping in without using the BKB against a Jakiro.
Mama mea.
He got Ice Path to hell snaking. Put him in the torture chamber, and he never escaped. They barely all ended, too. That was, there were some
close.
clutch evasion procs that almost bailed him out. But refresher on the beast.
I mean, Falcons.
2 roars, that's a lot to deal with if you're just sitting there taking it.
Falcons could have forced it more. Malrine actually goes back to deal with the top wave push.
It's a scary high ground with meta wearing out.
Yeah. Well, that is going to be a problem because, I mean, they do have, if you're reliant on the PA, it's double.
Bine a avut ghinion, mâncați și pula ta, că i-a dat la ice pe second.
It's a problem. At the same time, that fight in theory is pretty tough for Falcons because you're getting your Terrorblade jumped, and he does not have BKB.
Yeah.
And he can't sunder anybody there if they're all BKB'd as well, so there's a very high chance Skeeter just gets bursted in that scenario if Yatoro presses the buttons, and then you're just looking at a 4-on-5. You don't have the damage to throw into those roars. You can Lotus or Lincoln's a second one. But a very clutch
Culmea ce joacă bine morților.
Yatoro might have just caused spirits.
Bulan a avut el ghinion, că ăla n-a avut Bulan cu Ice Path. L-a dat second. Cred că chiar l-au jucat un pic bait pe ăla. Nu moare nici ăla chiar așa din două felii. Pula mea are Butterfly. 3000 viață. O satanic, cred că are. Satanic, nu? Urmează.
He's gonna break some of it. Broke the Lincolns onto the Storm Spirit. Almost got him with the Rolling Thunder. Not quite. He activates BKB. Snake King's already dead as Yatoro makes his jump. But this time around, he jumped under support, and now he's gonna get roared up. Can he jump to his team? No. The Rolling Thunder keeps him controlled. Storm zip back in, going after Skeeter, who is silenced up. Can he get the kill? Wait, a stun from Bounty Hunter. Barely got him just in the nick of time. And Storm used the rest of the mana to zip back. Carry for carry, Spirit and Falcons trading blows.
And it's still Falcons out executing in the fight.
Bine să bat mâncava și pula
Yatoro that he never gets to hit once with. Whereas we see the susceptibility for Skeeter. He has basically nothing defensive going on. Now he has a Satanic, but he just can't sustain in these fights once the hero's gap close onto him.
Yeah.
And these dead shots going through the entire area are just a menace to deal with. He has Morbid Mask here, no Satanic. Imagine he has it.
Bine, nici ăsta n-a apucat să dea Sander, că dacă apucă și ăsta să dea Sander e nasoleală.
Still have to finish it from the grave. That is a much worse proposition as Falcons, they instantly smoke up 3 here. They're not even waiting for the respawn. They want to catch Spirit.
Maposhka, he's got a Lotus, and he gets it off, bouncing the spell back onto the Beastmaster. Still, though, the Rolling Thunder hits on the Storm Spirit. Maybe they found a better bounty for themselves. The Hawk trapped him down. The gem is on the ground. Fatal bonds on all these heroes, but there's nobody to take advantage of it. Rue pushes away Amar fishing for the extra kills. Maybe they don't get Rue. Ice Path. Oh, Ogre Seal Totem away from the Ice Path. They both will live. But Falcons in their 3-man smoke pays off big. Media buyback from Laurel. They do not want to give this Aegis to Falcons.
Spirit just crumbling here in the last 5 minutes. Bleeding kills, a very aggressive smoke from Falcons that completely caught them off guard because there were still 2 heroes dead. Perfectly timed.
Bine, a jucat inițiator, n-a jucat Farmeze sau...
Maposhka isn't dropping the D-wards. They lost
Pangu are iteme, pula mea, n-are.
This Obs is game-ending right here.
Roar goes out.
They're just all, Spirit are just all in right now.
Falcons, no, they're in the pit. They're playing it slow. Rue, really good dead shots, pushing them away, but there's still plenty of time for Falcons to make their move.
This is gonna be a fight for Aegis in the pit right here.
Yatoro jumps away before the Rolling Thunder can come in, but the Rolling Thunder gets the high ground because they had this vision the entire time. They planned out their move, and Falcons execute with success. 2 already dead, chasing after Yatoro. Yatoro, he's gonna need to make a jump here, holding onto his BKB Satanic for now. Has to use it at perfect timing here. Try to hit him with the Ice Path, not quite. Yatoro backing it away. Falcons will take the Roshan.
Da.
Collapse.
No, there's no
way. He tries to go back in. Ogre Seal Totem, Blink Crush. It's a cool maneuver, but all it does is feed another kill to Falcons. 3 dead now, and all 5 up. For Falcons are up, and they've got the extra life in the Aegis. They've got the cheese. They're ready to hit the high ground.
It seems like Spirit don't think they can win this ultra late. They were extremely pressured to contest this Roshan. They did not want to give this Aegis to Falcons at all costs. And now you have to play this game having lost way more on top of it. 30k net worth lead out of nowhere. This ward is just,
it's too
game winning. And that is the value of that gem. When you don't have it, when you're not dewarding the vision, the game becomes way harder to play as Falcons are just slowly scaling and scaling everybody up here.
I think Yatoro made the call that like he can't handle the Beastmaster. Like he's getting controlled too much in these fights. And it was a great choice by Maposhka to build Lotus, but they need more than just 1 Lotus to deal with double Roar.
That's why we see this hero first pick. He is a late game monstrosity. with the amount of damage and control he can output.
Falcons do not go straight for the throne. They're going to try and achieve megas here. The dagger's being thrown out. Managed to roar Muerta going after Maposhka. He drops the golem. They go after Amar, but Amar has gotten so much shield from
On
his
nu
shield
trage pe
crash
auto, ești prost.
that he shrugs off the damage rather easily.
There's nothing going on here in this game for Spirit. Storm back up. You're now down 40k. About to get megas by illusions.
They hold the melee barracks for now, but the illusions, something will finish it off. It'll be Skeeter himself. Tries to get that one final blow. Laurel pulls him away, but there's just no threat behind it. Not with the Aegis they have on him. Refresh from Maureen. He's ready to go with another roar. Collapse, lands back down into the ice path. No roar even needed. There's no way. Double roars left.
S-a întâmplat cumva.
Two heroes.
Zeul pariurilor m-a făcut pe mine să pierd pariul ăla, uite-te și.
GGO.
Some nice execution from Falcons in these late game team fights. Mid game was a little.
Hai cu el, luați-mi la clipul banii aici.
They weren't able to accomplish too much fighting with it. They got to the
morți
right
mătii în
timings
gât.
and then just weren't able to do anything with it. That Beastmaster scale in the late game team fight.
Asta e tot, dar oricum mă gândeam că e far away, adică gen vedeam un 15, 7, 8, 9, ceva de genul.
Just making his life miserable. He's afraid of the roar the whole time. He did not get the BKB off against that one ice path, and he did not get Satanic off in that river fight. And that felt like the two chances Spirit had to win this game.
It's not too often that you look back on a game and say Yotoro's decision making and what he did in the game may have cost Spirit the game, but this is certainly an example of it. You always think back to that ice path play. Falcons will take game one.
Bravuror frumos.
Yeah, game one going the way of Falcons here. It was a great early game. It felt for Falcons. A little bit of a misstep in the mid game, but they are able to close it out. Where do you want to start? Effie, your first time joining us on the panel for today, so you get freedom of where exactly in this game you'd like to start the breakdown.
Good to see you guys. I was hiding all the way in the corner during the draft panel, but no, this one was pretty interesting because in the mid game it looked like it swung in Spirit's favor and they had the grips on it, but ultimately I do feel like Falcon's draft was very difficult for Spirit to fight into. Like their team fight and their ability to play tempo and play aggressive was kind of available to them from the very beginning to the very end. It's just that they actually misstepped a couple of times. It wasn't that, oh, Spirit's draft came online. It was more so that they were in positions that maybe they shouldn't have been in the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, I really like how Falcons set that up as well. I feel like they have three relatively greedy cores. The bounty kind of enables the Pango. ATF was top net worth, I think, between like 12 and 15 minutes. And then, you know, Spirit's playing a 4 protect 1. PA is effectively all their damage, and they have no counter to just getting roared mid BKB. And if PA is not hitting heroes, they're not doing any damage.
It felt like for a little bit during that mid game, it was actually even tough for Beast to get into it. At the Fatal Bonds doing so much as well from Maposhka, but taking a step back, looking at what happened in the early game, right? Because this Beast was really impactful. He was doing
Ora
so
e
well.
limba pe panguș, adică amândoi, ești nebun, vezi că ăștia joacă eroi gen cumva îi rotesc în 3, pula mea. 3 core care poți joace cam aceiași eroi, DK poți joace oricare, Beastmaster la fel, Tiny, la mea, Pango, Razor, mama ui, niște eroi pe care îi sucesc, înțelegi, nu știu unde îi pun. Cel puțin ăștia doi, Malerine cu Amar, joacă cam aceiași eroi. Asta le e greu la ăștia să prezică, gen, care cum ce joacă. Nu prea, să știi că joacă, nu știu, a jucat concursul ăsta Tiny, AX. Am mai jucat Naga de mult și Terror Brain auzi care 10 jocuri.
One support with me is enough. You get a little bit of XP as well. We try and get the bounty online, but that was sort of the first misplay it felt. And then Effie, we see them. They recover from that. There are finally some connections that work for Falcons, able to get.
E fiartă Effie asta că e un staff la ăștia la Spirit.
Yeah,
nu mai plânge fata.
Spirit did a great job at the early game, kind of taking it slow and not making too many mistakes. And the one time that they did, we did see that like you get a couple of track kills top, and the net worth goes
Naga nu mai luat nimeni, nu ce. N-am mai văzut Naga la pro. Am văzut au jucat-o ăia, cum îl cheamă, Paulson ăla sau cum îl cheamă, nu știu ce morțile e chinez. Malaizian ce joacă standing la unii, nu știu, la Dream sau ce, a jucat-o suport. Un gunoi, domn.
So this is Falcons maybe throwing in that sense. I don't want to necessarily call them out too much on it, but if you have vision of the BKB and your Beastmaster hasn't connected, the ability of Spirit's heroes to instantly punish and instantly jump on you is kind of insane. They've got the Blink Slayer,
A, uite, și mișcarea asta a lui ăsta, n-am înțeles ce pula mea a vrut el să facă aici.
Amar, he's just rolling thundering into 3 people. I'm not sure what the
Da,
idea
easy,
was
mă.
here. He
Aia cu
wanted to
15
cause some
kills.
chaos,
Bun.
you know, make some space on the map, but if you're messing these plays up, you're giving away a lot of net worth to PA that you wouldn't have. This fight here, I just kind of wanted to show what happened when all of the heroes are actually playing together, when your Pango isn't playing by himself and is with the Beastmaster. You're getting the roar on the PA. You've got the rolling thunder just to make the backline chaotic, and that's what Falcons had to do to win.
Yeah.
Able to execute that team fight for themselves, get it all in. The Roche was also another important thing. They were able to take the first one, the second one going the way of Spirit, but that third one, we actually see both
Poftă mare, Mars.
Spirit's players
Bagă unde
coming
stai
back.
tu?
It was
Mac.
Lal and I
Teaserul ăsta,
believe
cum zice, combo
not
season.
Yotaro, I'm trying to remember who it was, buy back 4 and then contest this third Roche. Do you think that they felt extra pressure after buying back Kyle to make something happen?
Yeah, I think you kind of have to take that. I actually love the buyback because meta was on cooldown, so you try and secure the Roche. I think if you give that to Falcons, it's just kind of game over. So don't fault them for it. You got to play to win the game.
100%. When we do look towards what could potentially happen in this series, were you even surprised, Effie, that it went so long that, and then all of a sudden, yeah, the game went so long and then all of a sudden felt like it just crumbled? Is there a window in that later part for Spirit to have made some adjustments?
I think Spirit definitely made some mistakes. When they had the first Aegis, like, they had the map control back. And again, I mentioned the ability to threaten any target that's alone on the map or any kind of misplay because of the instant reach that they had on their team. But that one fight where your PA just blinks in, the team isn't there, that's a big mess up because we saw their ability to follow up on each other in Falcons. And if they're behind each other, it's not going to look the same as when you're Spirit and you're getting these 1-by-1 pickoffs. So I think Spirit trying to force engagements versus all 5 of Falcons' heroes, as opposed to just playing the map and looking for those picks that their draft enables them to do, is where they went wrong.
Yeah, it's also, you really want to have a vision advantage. You've got Storm, you've got that reach advantage, but you're playing against TB illusions that are just kind of running everywhere haywire through the map, and a bounty hunter. So if you don't have the vision to make a jump, you know, your Storm kind of has to go in first. You're not going to just drop rock. And you saw in that really decisive fight, they were just standing on a ward. I don't know why you're giggling at me.
No, I'm
already
thinking,
nervous.
No. I'm thinking about the idea of Maboshka as like a wall just walking in and being like, yep, just drops his ultimate right there. I don't know why. That was such a funny image you were painting for me, so I was giggling.
Perfect, yeah. I'm kind of, I love the heroes in this meta though. Like Jakiro, Warlock have always been favorites of mine. I think Jakiro is just, it just feels good to play. And I think that Falcons really benefited because they have all these options. So Spirit needs vision. They need to get the jump. They kind of have to play a better fight to win that game because otherwise your PA is going to go in BKB. He's going to get roared. There's your damage done. You've got a Jakiro follow up with Ice Path in the back and the TB's just kind of smacking everybody. Pango rolling through. Like it's a tough game for Spirit post like 30-35 minutes.
I'm glad you brought up the Jakiro as well because Snaking, well, he sat down in our confessional chair to give us some more information about that game 1.
In this top fight, we kind of saw the slaughter on our ward and we thought it was a good opportunity to go on him. And then once we got the kill, we realized like we couldn't get more. So we realized the next best thing we can do is get the Roshan and we knew Spirit was coming to contest and we didn't have any spells left. So we kind of just knew that once we get the Roshan, we kind of had to just reset and not take the engagement because we don't have any spells to win this fight. So we're here to just have minimal losses while gaining the Aegis. And we decided to sacrifice crit and just call it a day.
Yeah.
Sacrifice crit, call it a day, that's it.
Yeah, good trade.
That's how you win. You go +4, you go die, we're all going to walk away with the Aegis.
Pretty much. I mean, Falcons have been looking really solid. Actually, this game was kind of worse than their group stage performance, and I would argue for Spirit as well. They looked a lot better during a lot of the gauntlet matches than they did in this one. Like, the start was very much disciplined by both ends, but lots of back and forth. When back and forth happens, someone's making a mistake. But Falcons do look so strong once they have a ball up draft where they can do fine on their lanes, but they just hit one timing where they run you over.
So I'm getting distracted. They're actually so loud walking back in. It is very noticeable when they enter the studio.
Very quiet when they lose, but if they keep W's up, I think we'll keep hearing Falcons.
Yeah, no doubt for that as well. Any last things that you want to say about this game number 1? The fact that we're seeing all of the back and forth? Or
I'm shocked that even with 7 bans in the game, we're still seeing Beastmasters because that hero just seems way too strong.
Oh yeah, it's been so long since you've seen the big ban order change.
It's just, you can play it in every role. It's probably the best BKB piercing stun in the game. It's an insane laner. I don't know why he has like 6 armor and like 80 damage. You can
Just
stagger
casually?
your boards. You get it's just busted, and I do not think that hero should make it into game 2.
Okay. Well, look, I'll give you a chance. You're gonna have a word with Spirit about letting through Beastmaster through, because while Kyle's doing that, we're gonna go to a break, come back, and it is game number 2.
Is it obvious question? People left. I actually don't know.
Definitely Amar. No, without a shadow of a doubt. If he doesn't get his Bristol back, the game's over. No one else is allowed to touch the hero.
No defenses. Everyone knows and I know. It's one hero only.
I mean, Anderson probably.
Nobody knows who Anderson is.
Andreas, Frank Nielsen.
Oh my god.
You cannot just expect something from this guy. If I'm gonna touch him at some point, he'll just might break my balls or like he'll just be cold. I just don't know what to do.
Because I gave him some licorice candy and he just like blew up because of it.
I think snaking, I guess. Because you guys left, I think it's snaking. It has to be snaking.
It just, I think I can get pretty riled up in the middle of the game, so I think I can see that. I think I do hear it sometimes. I do remember. So I think it's accurate.
He'll be like very vocal about it, and then I'll usually be the one to be like, oh, Snake, just chill a little bit, and then and then we move on. You know, Snake like tones it down a little bit, and everything's fine. So that it is like something that happens sometimes.
I think it's me. But the thing is, my beefs are like one-sided. Like a lot of times the other people doesn't know I'm beefing with them. I just have beefs with someone without them knowing.
It's just more about he's scared of two-sided beef.
I mean, it depends. Like, do you count like random pub encounters? Because if that's for sure Amar. The guy is like rage typing every other game.
Because Amar just doesn't have a lot of IQ, so he's just typing to everyone. Like if there is 1,000 ranked, he'll just type how bad he is.
I mean, Amar certainly is. It might be tied to Skitter. I don't know.
For sure, Skitter.
No way, it's tied with me. I have zero beefs.
Like Amar's just like toxic for fun in his pubs, but Skeeter, it's like It's like 5 years.
Yeah, I hold, like, if you crossed me in a pub like 6 years ago, it's for life, you know?
He used to hate me too.
I mean, he was just younger and just bad.
There's like a big period of time where I had to go back and watch my old wins, you know, because it was like years of not winning. So nowadays it's like a little bit more common, so then I don't watch that much. I know Malrine for sure.
It's not true.
Can I answer this question? It's all of them except me.
Amar is probably more likely to watch it if we lost. Like he'll sit there and he'll watch it, like to just like go through the pain again.
I can see that more.
Yeah.
That I can see.
For sure, our coach is like, you know, like defending all of our players. Every time there's a Falcon hate post, he's like logging on every Smurf to defend us.
That would be preferred.
I can see it.
Good job, coach.
I mean, I thought of doing it, but like, I said nah.
I personally I don't think I really have, but I know I definitely, like the moment you mentioned it reminded me of a funny incident that Skitter.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure he's gonna misrepresent what happened.
Okay, you can say it yourself
So
then.
what happened is we were like drunk in some. I mean, we were not drunk. We were just vibing in some club in Serbia, I think. And they basically, I was kind of like, you know, just said like, you know, who we are, and they basically got us to like the best section. So that's pretty much it.
I actually read into this shit, and if I see someone flaming me, I will actually get tilted. I force myself to even queue more games to like get better, because I feel ashamed. Just nobody asks me, but if someone asks me, I will also say.
I feel like we're gonna check in with him more a little bit more, you know? You okay, bro? Are you a little bit tilted there? I'm sure he's not after that game though. I'm sure it's feeling a lot better for him.
I would hope so. I like that they're talking Crit talking about watching games when he used to win after not going for so long, because I did the exact same thing. Like
When you went paneling.
Yeah, so I watched clips of myself, and I realized one, I really said some out-of-pocket shit, and I was like, damn, that explains why.
Just done?
Yeah.
his prep for this tournament was to go back and watch clips from 3-5 years ago, so you could see more out-of-pocket shit.
I also thought I would be like, you know, younger and more attractive, and it's like, no, I actually just have looked
Are
the
you
same.
at peak Kyle right now, do you reckon?
I don't know. Hopefully
Okay.
not. Hopefully not.
Did you watch back like Twitch chat when you were
No,
playing?
no.
Every time you made a good play, you wouldn't
You
go
wanted
get
to see
on
the
there
hogs
and
into
see
the
the
chat?
pods.
I had to go back a long time to find matches of us winning. In fact, I think the last professional match I played, I actually beat Misery to go to a major, and then they had to make a roster change because, as Misery has told me, if you lose to complexity, you have to make a roster change. It's like, they're here.
It was down here, and they thought they were there, and then they lost you.
Yes.
Yeah, well, look, that one, luckily we don't have Misery on here. We don't want to, you know, try and remind him of all those tough times for himself. But right now, it's kind of tough times for Spirit. This is an elimination match, as is all of our matches here in the Blast Slam Gauntlet. This is some images from them outside. Resetting, Kyle, calming themselves, thinking about what went wrong and what they can learn for a game number 1 loss in a best of 3.
Yeah, well, I did I was talking to Falcons. They're pretty much going to do the same thing. They're going to pick strength heroes, which we can expect. I think Spirit's pretty aware of that as well. I hope they shift out of 4 Protect 1 a little bit. I'm also I feel like Slarder's a little underwhelming. I think that there's other offlaners that offer a lot more utility, and I prefer it strongly. Because Spirit did use that with Medusa in Game 3 against Liquid to eliminate them, and I like the range spread damage carry with the Slider a lot more than I do like a PA, because now you're just kind of all in, single target. If you control the PA, now you've effectively taken 2 heroes out of the fight, out of the game.
I really like Slardar for Spirit. Like, I think Collapse has been playing it incredibly well, and they were in a position where there wasn't much left. Like, it was last pick for offlane, they banned out Centaur, and they banned out Magnus. So that pretty much leaves Slardar. Sometimes you take what you can get, and I do think they played exceptionally well, but I hear you about, like, more cohesive drafts, because at some point in the game, if it feels impossible to fight, you can chalk that up to a drafting error, because it is hard to get everything right, but the beat that you do want to hit is that you're able to consistently take team fights versus the enemy team. And if you can't, the theme of this tournament has been like, oh, well, you lose.
You don't want to lose.
But I do think
that's normally, the name of competition, Kyle,
I do think for Spirit, though, they do need to focus a little bit more on their team fighting, because I think Storm Slider, very cool combo. I wouldn't mind seeing them do it again, but maybe something for Rue that isn't the Muerta, which you'd be hard-pressed to hear me say, because he plays that hero so well. But if you can get the added security from the team fight from your other support as well, maybe it becomes a lot easier, because if Falcons hadn't even thrown those couple of kills in the first place, that game would have ended even faster. And they really don't have the time to try to go late game versus Falcons, because they're so formation heavy.
What adds more to the team fight? Like, what's better than Morta that you think Rue could play?
That's a tough one. I mean, it depends on what the heroes are going to look like. Like, if you're playing versus Sand King, you're playing against more stacks, like, try to take the Bounty Hunter for yourselves, and you can then capitalize on your jumps. But if you want more team fight, I wouldn't mind, like, the AA for yourself, the Ringmaster, the Jakiro, the Silencers, those kind of things.
There's a lot there. Anything else that you want to say, Kyle, about this game number 2 and what we could see for draft?
I'm just excited and ready to be surprised.
Okay, ready to be surprised. That's probably because Kyle doesn't actually really know what's going on in the game. He doesn't know how the draws pan out. Well, look, I don't want to throw him under the bus. Either way, he's going to prove himself, right? And Spirit have to prove they have what it takes as we are getting into a game number 2 between Falcons and Spirit.
Draft panel. Welcome, Kyle.
Oh.
Do you have any rebuttal to what Nat was just saying? She sent you here with some scathing words. Anything before we move to some analysis?
We'll see. We're gonna have to get into the draft.
I see. You keep turning the same question. Okay, all right, we'll get there. What do you want to see in the draft? At least, it doesn't have to be a hero, but like a concept or something that you like to see. Is there anything here? Your return to Dota. Is there something nostalgic that you want in these drafts, in this play? Well, potentially Spirit's final game, don't forget.
Unfortunately, I stole your notes and I left them back in the green room. So I had a few talking points, but now they're all lost.
That's perfectly fine.
I'm a big fan of just Dota 2. I want to see some... I do think that the whole like Slark 4 thing, I haven't seen that at this tournament yet, but I was kind of excited about it because I just can't believe that works.
Okay, yeah, so in regards to, say, Slark 4, before we get into our first picks, do you think that's like, back in the day, it'd be impossible to play, but now it's a thing? Are you excited the fact that we do move away from the old school?
Well, I feel like, you know, the map's gotten bigger. I think vision's always been important, now even more so. And there's like an acceleration of sorts to the amount of net worth and experience people can accrue. You get neutral items early on. I see, you know, Battle Fury at like 12-minute timings is like average. Like the
Blinks at minute 9 and 8, yeah?
Yeah.
The one thing that hasn't changed, by the way, in your time off is killing heroes, still roughly the same. XP is the same, so like conceptually, Dota is still the same beast. It is just map play that's different. Where I think when we eventually do go those changes, that's when I think the coaches and captains and the kind of the brains of the team, we will really see them just kind of explode, because over all the years, it's still kind of the same Dota if you were to boil it down.
Yeah, I mean, I think TA being first pick or ban is primarily just due to the fact that ancient camp is now in the safe lane. That's one of the strangest conceptual changes to me, because you can kind of just vibe as a carry and just never leave for 10, 15 minutes and get huge.
Yeah, it's nice when people are able to break that though. When people have those aggressive supports and use that twin gate. The twin gate is right next to the ancient camp, so good ward, you're gonna get the kill. Either way, Falcons, they open up with the Monkey King. It is a statement hero from the first pick. It is just gonna force Spirit down a certain line of heroes. That's, of course, you know, we can say flexibility. But alas, what will Spirit respond?
Inspired by Quinn in his matches yesterday. Played an excellent Monkey King. He paid me to say that.
He did? How much? Sorry, is that allowed? Not enough.
I checked esport earnings afterwards and I was like, wow, okay. I need to...
He undercharged you.
I need to increase my prices for compliments, that's for certain.
Ooh, very quick with the ban on the Tiny. Again, the thing with the Monkey King is like Phoenix and these type of heroes are out of meta, so we're not seeing like an instant response of that, which is a hard counter to the Monkey King, just following it around with Fire Spirits. But Jakiro, attack speed, it is very nice. We saw how Snaking, Loki, in my opinion, carried that last game. That clutch ice path at the tier 2 in the bottom when PA jumped in, if you don't hit that ice path, Yatoro's hitting the BKB, he's hitting the Satanic, like he's opening that fight. So, of course, Jakiro, high value, no reason why Spirit shouldn't go for it. Interesting though for Falcons, another thing to note, the reason why Monkey King is so good is the itemization. When you, a classic phrase by the way, this is gonna hit you, but nostalgia, you ready?
Hit me.
Effective HP.
Oh yeah.
You like that one?
I do.
Monkey King likes it as well. He buys Mage Slay, he buys SMY. Magic resistance, good attack speed, stands his ground. SMY, status resistance, just able to soak so much of that fight. That is why the hero can be first pick, because his item build kind of plays into the skirmishing meta that we have.
Excellent at acquiring vision as well, great Roche fighter. And I don't know if this is like a new development, but games that just drag on forever, you know, 60, 70 minutes. I think we've had 5 so far at this tournament. The high ground strat is just kind of drop Wukongs and go hit tier 3. So always nice to have in the end game. Let's see, Pango taken out, no Storm, no Tiny. Big Jakiro fan. I feel you can just slap that down as your 5 every time. Nobody plays it core, right? It's just kind of only
No, not yet.
No?
People have dabbled with
missing
Twin
out.
Terror, but unfortunately, we haven't seen anyone too crazy.
Telling you that's a Dragonlance hero right there. Muerta for Rue again.
Spirit, I think they
Wow,
identified
solid.
the fact that they don't want to reveal too much early on. I think that's kind of what Falcons exploited in the last draft. This time, they are arguably the best 5 and the best 4 in the patch, depending who you ask. So, yeah, Spirit just picking lane dominators. Win the lanes, don't allow Falcons to outplay in Shadow Shaman. A hero that
has not lost.
It
has not lost in this tournament.
Mă duc să o duc la birou mâine.
I'm checking the stats, but I believe it's an 80% win rate. But if you're wrong, I am very sorry.
20 mai
I
așa.
trust you. I'm going with Kyle. He's never lost. He's lost. Okay, he was 4-1. Okay, he's 80%. I'm sorry, Kyle.
Okay, that was close.
But in our hearts, he's undefeated because we think that he is the most underrated support from the 4 position.
Yeah, I like it just because similar to a Bane, you have this kill threat on map pretty much all of the time. You're an objective taker, and I like it in synergy with a hero like Monkey King. Who
Eu nu mai joc Aline dacă cu mine vorbeam, am auzit ceva în căi, dar nu mai joc, că plec.
Bine, bossule.
Explosive entry the fight that you're mentioning, right? And try to do it.
Păi ne auzim mai încolo dacă e să.
Dacă e să fie, da, dacă nu tomorrow.
Sunt mâine sunt în Anglia.
Ah, ce să zic,
Mă întorc joi.
distracție plăcută.
Mersi frumos.
Hai, ne auzim, Tepo.
Ai grijă de tine.
Salut, salut, la fel și tu, papa.
Again, we moved away from the whole attack speed meme, and now it's true to the classics. And it's going to enable exactly what we just said in regards to the Shaman and the Monkey King. You throw that invis, run across the map, you're going to find your Toro at least once and create those moments where you can snowball the game.
There's a snaking hero, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure. Believe this was the hero he was playing when he won his first TI.
We are looking at the classics. They're helping you out, Kyle. They're picking some
They
of the...
are.
yeah.
It's funny, you know, you disappear for a while, but
The heroes
the
don't
more
change.
things change, the more things stay the same. And then the most honorable hero in Dota 2, my favorite.
But which role is your favorite?
Huh?
For Shaker? Any role?
I think mid is the most entertaining. I'm more partial to playing it as like the hard 5 support. That was always the vibe. You just kind of run around, block lanes, get a nice Fisher block. That was like the old style of Dota when you were just a Boots Earthshaker running around the map for like 8 minutes.
I mean, yeah. For here, it will just be the mid lane for Lau. That explosive entry. It also is a mid lane that can play into a Monkey King mid. You are a melee hero, but with Slugger, being able to hit that range creep, kind of shove it in, also do kind of the death damage basically.
Îi arată ăsta acum cum se joacă cu Tebicu.
A melee versus melee matchup.
Ia Toro.
And with the Terrorblade, just keeping it alive both offlane and safe lane, not enabling Falcons to see collapse or your Toro's hero instantly, but most likely it will just be your Toro playing the Terrorblade and then collapse initiating offlane. I would be surprised if we saw a major shift of that.
I remember back in the day I used to
Da,
like
dă-mă ăla
vision
colaps,
plays
dai
against
ce aia e în
because you
pula
were
mea,
just
jucăm și noi pe
arrowed.
ăștia.
I feel like the overall IQ of Dota 2 drafting has increased significantly since then. There's probably deeper meanings there.
You kind of correct wavelength, right? I mean, he's good. He can micro.
Yeah. I dig it. You can fear the Monkey King out of his ult when you buy Aghanims.
You can, but his facet does enable him to have 3 to 4 seconds leaving the Wukongs. He can then return to the Wukong and then replenish its uptime. So it can be a spooky one. You need to get him out of it and then really kick him out of it. But every little helps. We saw in that last game, it really was just one ice path, one roar, one little moment, and that's at least what Spirit have this time. They have those little moments to play on.
You know Amar's drafting when he scoops up Timbersaw.
Yeah, to be fair, Falcons, they haven't really been rushing towards Timbersaw recently, but I think Faith Beyond, or Buck, he's rebranded from Tidebound, has reminded Falcons that the hero is pretty decent, very explosive.
Was always one of the traditional counters to Terrorblade. Always like Timber and Tinker specifically.
But you just want to get on top of them, right? Timbersaw nowadays, the Kaya, the Blink, the Aghanims, you get that additional barrier, you just do so much explosive damage. A Shaker and a Terrorblade, they need time to get into the game. Shaker has to farm those stacks, get the early blink, get a
La
kill.
fel, la
If he
ce
doesn't
line-up
get
au
kills,
acum
he's
ăștia,
just waiting.
trebuie să
Same thing for Terrorblade. He
pula
needs
mea,
man
să facă
to
ăștia
drag him
primii
out, some more
pe
items.
fraguri.
So for Falcons, as Timbersaw, it's a statement of the early game. It's we want your cores to feel like they have to join fights, but they don't have the damage yet.
Be curious to see how these teams finish off. So probably a monkey mid with a last pick for Skeeter, yeah? And then
yeah, along those
Spirit
lines.
needs an offlaner.
Correct. So for Spirit, we're looking.
Ooh, well, actually,
Ooh.
because Terrorblade's flex now, right?
Technically.
How is it an offlaner? That's the one thing I don't understand.
Okay, so you pretty much just buy
You get
pipe and your
Shadowblade
shard.
Dagger? Oh, okay.
No. That's 9 class from the support position.
Okay.
If Claps was doing that, then I think their tickets are getting booked for the flight home later tonight. They're out of here, right? But if it's off lane, you're looking at a pipe. But in this game, I don't think it's that necessary. You need a bit more initiation, hence why the carry Terrorblade, you park yourself there. Again, it's always possible though. If they see a hero for your Toro, they're just going to put Claps on it, right? But yeah, most likely will be the carry. But you need an active skidder hero. Someone to run around the map and join this aggression that you see with the monkey, the timber, the shaman. Like so much overlapping pressure in the early game.
Not a bad Sven game. I don't know if that's really S or even A tier carry, but he has played it already this tournament. Another solid choice against TB.
There's so many choices
love
actually.
strength heroes.
I also think they've run a Tide carry on Falcons. So if they wanted to be very annoying, they just pick a Tide. And now they've got an unkillable carry, an unkillable offlane, and then a Mage Slayer SMY that we would have mentioned from the mid lane. Like, how do you kill these heroes? Can one single Echo Slam of the early game really break everything? So that could be an option. But with a Slardon ban, maybe not. But still, I think going a little bit more unconventional, go for the extra body from the carry roll would be quite nice for Falcons. Yeah. If you want to go for a traditional version of that, don't go for the Tide, you go for the Deucer, right? But such is life. We'll see what they go for. Hold. They go for the Sven.
Still got it, babe.
Are you twerking?
It was a little dance.
All right.
We don't got to
Thank
tell the
God we
viewers
don't
at
have, no,
home,
I mean,
okay? We're not
I
on
had to
camera.
look at it, Kyle. I mean, I was standing here and I just saw you twerking for a second. I mean, fair play.
I like it. I mean, you addressed the TB. I
you
think
can
now
twerk.
if you're Spirit, you probably shift that down. I don't know if you want to run carry TB into Timber Sven. That seems pretty miserable.
But then if you put Terrorblade off lane, does it really preserve your draft? Are you finding a carry that can do everything, right? The Morphling's already banned out early. That can be quite annoying. We now need to look at your Tauros heroes. This is the problem for Spirit. Is there the collapse hero that can fix everything? Or is there the carry for your Toro that can fix everything?
Could see a Dusa here.
Sure, the inverse of what Falcons needed, you could argue.
Or the
Just buy your
troll,
time.
perhaps, but I feel like it's a really, really rough troll game. He's been trying to make Clinks work for a while, but
Going back to the classics again. I think the Terrorblade offlane would have made a lot of problems for them. I don't know if there was a carry for them, so they do keep the Terrorblade in the carry role and collapse. He gets his Mars, he gets his iconic hero where I believe competitively, again, most played.
yeah, I think Amar against Yatoro is going to really be the matchup to watch here. If Amar gets off to a good start, starts bullying enemy safe lane, I think this is a real tough game for Spirit. Same time, maybe Laurel just makes moves, starts slamming.
And not only that, it's the supports, right? We've said how Shaker and Monkey can be somewhat a 50-50. What happens if the Shaman run a break lanes earlier to go kill the Shaker? Shaker doesn't have an early blink. What's his game? He needs stacks. If he can't slam the stacks, he's waiting. Mars, Terrorblade, and Shaker, they're all very item dependent. They need each other to be online. If Arena's on cooldown, Meta's on cooldown, Slam's on cooldown, the fights can get difficult. But for Amar and Maureen, the heroes, they just keep fighting, they keep pushing forward. So for Spirit, it's win the lanes, stabilize the game to then make these moments where they find these good fights. But I am a little worried for Spirit. How good is their early game?
We're going to have to see.
We're going to have to see. Do you think the casters are ready, Kyle?
I hope so.
All right, let's off we go then. Captain SVG, start yapping about the draft.
Oh, we're definitely gonna yap quite a bit. This man really loves to yap. I feel like we dug deep into the offlane pool. A Mars on one side, a Timbersaw on the other.
Yeah.
A Mars only played one Timbersaw in this patch. Like, he has not been loving the hero.
It's 2023.
All over again, yeah.
Was Kyle still playing back then?
No, he's been retired for a long time.
Just checking, because he has no idea what he's talking about up there. But
he got
hopefully
the Sven. He got to give it to him. He did call the Sven at least.
he literally looked at what was the last carries Skeeter has played, went down the list, saw what it was banned, and just picked the first one. But I respect it. That's a veteran move.
That is a veteran move for sure. Got to use the stats as much as possible. We are getting ready for game number 2, but do you have an early draft prediction?
I like Falcons draft, but I think Spirit's going to take it.
All right, you heard the man. Let's get into it. And while Amar hasn't really been loving the Timbersaw for this patch, he only played it once. He did get a win, but he's only played it once in this patch. Nobody else has really been loving it either. It has only been picked up 30 times in this patch with a win rate of 13 and 17. That's 43%.
It's not the best patch for the hero.
No.
These are signature offlaners for these two players, though. And we're going to see some more Timbersaw stats. The most games.
Damn, Ice still at the top. What a maniac that guy was.
He was playing against, like, milkmen, farmers.
He was also playing solo offlane back then.
He was damn good.
He was playing against 3 milkmen, and all it was just one man.
I mean, I'll tell you, that game where he played it as a safe lane carry at TI6 and almost knocked us out, that was terrifying. I still don't understand how Fear did not win the Timbersaw axe lane as axe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, size timber.
And the point of that story is that, yeah, you can draft whatever advantage you want, but if your players can't execute it, then none of it matters, you know?
Is that what you told yourself? I gave them a perfectly good draft, and Fear, one of the best carries in the world, screwed it up.
Yeah, I don't know why Fear, our carry, couldn't play offlane axe into Timbersaw. Like, this guy is completely wild. You know, the actual backstory to that, well, we have a little bit of just very quick. I'm not going to distract from the game too much.
Okay.
We did actually scrim that exact lane matchup twice, and he won both of them, which is why which is why he ended up there.
Wow, what a monster! but it wasn't against Ice Timbersaw.
No, so that goes even more to show you can have a complete idea of how you think these heroes should function, and have played it before, and you're super confident. And you go in the game, and you just instantly get punched in the nuts, and everything goes wrong, and you go, God damn, that guy is him. You know, he is something else.
That guy's built different than all the other
I don't know what happened.
Timbersaw players.
My keyboard lagged or something.
Who else is built a little bit different? Mars. And Collapse Mars specifically. Another hero that has not been picked a whole lot. I would love to be able to get to some stats on Mars this patch, because I ain't seen too much of it.
There you go.
Look at that.
You shall receive.
I almost guarantee that if Spirit wins this game, Amar is going to play the Mars next game.
Oh, I think he's going to say, I can do that.
Yeah,
I
like
can do it better.
If Collapse beats you with Mars, you'll 100% Amar's thinking to himself, what the hell? Why can't I play that hero?
I didn't know that hero was back. Okay.
He's going to yell at AEY, bro, I told you could pick me Mars.
No, AEY is still talking about Crystal Maiden.
True. All right, lane matchups. So who's winning where?
These are very close, actually. I mean, you got to expect that Maureen wins mid here. But I feel like we've seen Laurel get out of these shaker lanes more often than not. The Mortha Mars lane is super strong. I expect that lane to win over time.
Yeah,
for sure. This lane, I also kind of expect the Timbersaw to win over time. Unless you can all-in kill him or you rotate to him, you go reactive, you sit here, you're not going to get chipped down. This is a tough lane for Radon over the long run.
And it's paired up with a hero that you love oh so much, the Shadow Shaman. You were a big proponent for this hero very early on.
Give me them chicken fingers. I mean, how can you not love this hero? He's an OG. He's staple. This is one of the original Shaman spammers, level 30 Shaman. You know how demented that is? Someone get this man some psychiatric help.
Why do they have a Shadow Shaman? You could say, you're like, how could you not love this hero? But is it good?
No. Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Okay.
This is actually a good Shaman patch. This hero's quite strong. I'm surprised we don't see him more. I'm just so used to saying he's not good. It was a reflex.
There
10
was
years of being bad.
Years, yeah.
The hero's strong. He's really annoying to kill for certain lineups that have this lack of DOTs or AoE. He's really annoying for some carries to all in. and then if you don't ult him, he can just turn the control back around against you.
Yeah.
He's a really powerful hero. Should not underestimate what he can do in these late game fights. And
Right,
because the
he's-
map is bigger, you tend to find more farm with him, which was one of his biggest problems forever, is how do you get items on this hero? Because this hero needs items.
Right. I guess my problem with the hero is always is that he is pretty dependent on how good of a shackle game it is. And, you know, thankfully for Crit, he's not playing up against 4 extremely long-range stuns or anything.
Yeah, it should be fine.
This looks like a terrible shaman game. When is he ever gonna? He's ice path, Fisher, dead shot, spear.
It's
like
not
none of this is gonna
fun.
work for him.
Yeah, it doesn't look fun in terms of getting value out of the shackle or the wards necessarily either if you're the first one going down. But this hero always has instant hex, and you can always make those big hex plays on a shaker. Jump in, a Mars, jump in.
Well, then you
That
should
can be a
play a
lot of
lion instead.
No.
Why not? It would just be a better hero in that case.
Because Lion doesn't have an ultimate, Austin.
Well, you already said the wards weren't very good in this game, so.
But at least you can drop the wards on Roshan or a tower and go high ground with
Sure.
them. I mean, you can always do something.
Anyway, the point is, we'll see how effective Crit is on the Shadow Shaman because he is set up somewhat for success, not in the hero matchups, but he does have a Timber Saw he can leave alone, so we'll see how much he's able to rotate into mid and if he can ever help Malrine get a kill against Laurel's Earthshaker.
And it is a good archetype of a hero for Falcons because they always play with these 3 frontline cores.
Yeah.
So you have a bunch of heroes going in, tanking all the spells. In theory, you're not jumping the Shaman too often if the cores are in good formation. That part about it I like. The Mars can definitely mess with these teamfights though. Like, you have Shaker and Mars with a lot of AoE control. You have 3 melee cores, man. You clump in these fights, you overcommit on certain targets, you're gonna get punished hard. Lack of BKB control could be something that bites Spirit in the butt later on. Something to watch out for, because all these heroes can get later BKBs if they really want to just go for it. And then what do you do in the fight with this Mars Shaker? You're a lot more limited at that point. You're the ones pressured to find the initiations instead of the other way around. That shot barely missed there on
Tried to
yourself.
cancel that healing salve. Would have been a cool move. You can see Collapse's build. Just very Amar reminiscent, just full on the stats. A chainmail, 3 gauntlets, and full magic wand.
Boost up damage, boost up the trade potential. Look for those lotuses. Nice way to play the hero. 0-0 on the board at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, both games have been really slow on the first blood.
Timber's just not as aggressive as heroes used to be. You're not abusing early chain. In this case, he's 2-0-2. He's just playing to farm the wave and get fat.
Yeah.
Not a hero you tend to play over aggressive early because if you sacrifice these armor points, it could get dicey going into
This
that
is a
mid-game.
little bad. He's going to try and TP away. If they can kill him, it'd be massive. They have the ice path leveled up. Amar
Que
didn't
para
account
TP.
for that one. Miposhka, did he hold on to the point, you think? Or did he have it the whole time? Either
I
way.
think he's holding the point. I'm surprised why people don't do that because it just seems an auto assumption now. Oh, nice shot. Gets him out of the
And
Wukong.
There's the first example of the shackle
Ce
effectiveness,
bine a
or in
început
this
să
case,
joace ăsta, copilul ăsta, lui ăsta.
So it's actually Spirit coming out on top.
A progresat
in this
mult.
top lane as the Shaman does some stacking and rotating a mid, leaves the Timber alone. He gets punished in the 2-on-1.
He has to walk. He has to
Kinda
waddle
sad.
his way back out to lane. This is pretty sad.
He was free farming this wave, but now you open up a big disparity between him and Radon, who doesn't even have to go back here. He can just go jungle if he really doesn't want to interact with this Timber Saw anymore. Nice position to be in with your Spirit. You even get an obs on that triangle to scout some of the stacks the Shaman was getting. So this is something you can go back to now. Or at least, you know, keep tabs on, leash
Sure.
some XP.
Looking at that mid lane.
Instant D-ward.
Laurel, he's not quite to level 6, so they won't be able to get the guaranteed kill. This is going to be an awkward exchange. Can Malrine get to the Jingu stacks? Can he heal himself up? Laurel hits him with a Enchant Totem, dodged a little bit of damage. He hit the Jingu stacks, but he could not get the heal. Both heroes are low. They'll collect one. Laurel, he's the first one down. Arrow's going to miss, but the Blood Grenade landed, so it's a double kill for Snake King.
Nice cleanup for the Falcon supports. A lot of XP going into them. Do get that Monkey King. It's costly. It's not the exact exchange you want for this mid shaker who's falling behind in that mid matchup. It's going to need some stacks and an Echo Slam on an Ancients to come back, and they are being built up by Rue. So Spirit will have that fallback option for the shaker eventually here. And the obs on the opponent triangle instantly dewarded by Crit. He was right on top of that one. So Wisdom Shrine's just going to get split out here as Spirit look for smooth bottom with the ults.
Yeah, leaving the Sven alone now and putting that Echo Slam to use. So Laurel, they got the kill on the Monkey King without the Echo Slam, so he gets to use it bottom lane now.
Spirit playing pretty confidently here. They're just making solid moves with the supports, looking for things with the ults off the cooldown, and maybe you wanted to give Laurel that last hit, but Collapse says, I am the Mars god. No last hit for you.
This victory feast is going to be kind of interesting. The heal is usually what I think of, but I always forget that it gives you attack damage buff. I wonder if that's based off of base attack damage. I assume so. In which case, they have a Terrorblade, probably the best hero to take advantage of that. It's kind of interesting.
This facet is kind of broken on paper if you get to use it.
Oh, Maureen misses the boundless strike and the slow. Will get neither of the disables on Miposhka, so they made this big rotation to stop this tower push, wanted to punish Team Spirit, and don't get anything out of it.
Yeah, Toro, top net worth out of the lane phase by a decent amount here. Spirit should be, procs the clap, but Spirit should be super happy with the overall outcome here. You were not going to win mid versus Monkey King, but you won your other two lanes pretty damn hard, and you're going to have a fast blink on this Mars, who's also having a really solid early game here. So if Falcons can't get anything done with their early skirmish power, this could just be a cruising next few minutes here for Spirit.
Yeah. I think, do you think Radon intentionally procced the clap because he wanted to make a Sunder play?
No, Austin, I don't think
so?
I think that's giving him a little too much credit.
He waited to see if the Timber Saw would show. Arrow goes out, ooh, boundless strike. That stun doesn't last too long, so a bit unreliable to land the arrow off of it.
I mean, if you wanted to go for Sunder play, we would have just stood there and let the Ursa hit him.
Okay, but that's inefficient.
You think this guy called Miposhka over? Said, proc this Ursa clap.
No, didn't
so
he
I
do
can
it
get
off of
low,
creeps?
so I can go Sunder this guy. Look, I know we won a couple TIs, but
I mean, we've seen peak creativity from Spirit at this tournament.
That is true. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying they wouldn't think of that. I just don't think watching it play out that was the
Ooh, it's time for stack farm.
Oh yeah, it's getting juicy.
Let's get some dopamine hits here.
Yo, Collapse, get the hell out of here, man. These aren't for you, dog.
Boys, vă luați și eu că o să plec pula mea în 10 minute, un fel de oră, știți, nu să mă îmbrac să... Vizionare plăcută în continuare, mersi frumos, americane, muie la creepi. Ne auzim mai încolo sau tomorrow, vă pup. E bună să aveți, vă